Fade in.
Fade in, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, everyone? I know I kept you here waiting a little while. I just got done, just got ready. You guys know how it is. I'm always just a little bit late. I have a good excuse. I ate a shit ton of food and I fell asleep and took a nap that I didn't plan on taking. But we're here now. Better turn this off. Better turn this off so it doesn't buzz. Holy shit, there's a lot to talk about today, isn't there? Star Wars. Just when you think Star Wars is done and faded out, so to say, it comes back with a vengeance. And that's exactly what's happened the past couple weeks, because Lucasfilm is exactly what we always thought they were, exactly what we always said they were. That is Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm is an absolute dog shit company. The people at the top, to the people in creatives, to all these people all around this company are absolute trash. Are there good people there? There are 100% a lot of good people there. But unfortunately, none of those people are really in any positions of any power whatsoever. There are people like Gina Carano, who just happens to think a little bit differently than the leftist echo chamber that is now Disney Star Wars, that is Hollywood, that is Lucasfilm, that is Disney. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people, from the people on the set to people doing audio stuff to people filming, people making the makeup and hair. Like, there's a lot of people that are probably just like Gina Carano, that are scared for their jobs, that are scared to tell people how they actually feel, because that is how totalitarian, that is how toxic, I don't like that word at all, that is how toxic the environment is at Lucasfilm with Disney Star Wars. Absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. All right, let me see who's in chat. I actually need to get this. Forgot to do this earlier. Give me a second. Pull up the chat. All right, there we go. 458 people here. Holy shit. Holy shit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Jay, what is Jay doing here? Jay with the first super chat of the night as I open the Mountain Dew. Love you, dude. Shout out Drunk 3PO. Drunk 3PO, who, before Ben Shapiro, had Gina Carano on, the exclusive was actually on the Drunk 3PO channel. So shout out to Jay. Jay will be on here in a little bit if he's available. 100% for sure he will be. I don't know. Jay's always busy with park hopping and stuff like that, but he will get a link about an hour later when we start talking some stuff, as well as your other favorite people. But shout out to Jay, Drunk 3PO. He told me he's coming for me, and I told him I'm going to do everything in my power to not let him overtake me in subs. But you never know with YouTube. YouTube is crazy. YouTube is insane. One week you think your channel's dead. The next week you're absolutely flying. So it's always good, some friendly competition. Hard fade in. Look at all these people coming in the chat. Look at all these people coming in the chat with a little bit of
fade in.
That is the only way to come in the chat from now on, I think. Fade in. Wow. What are your thoughts on Walmart pizza? Any pizza is good pizza. That has always been my perspective. That has always been my perspective on that. We do have a couple Streamlabs donations right here for $3 from Siberian Dream. Do you ever think we're going to get a new original Legends novel? I kind of feel like it's too high of a bar to hope for. All we've got since 2004 is Old Republic updates and Marvel 108. Also, how long before you think High Republic sales drop off? A month. Like they're already going to fall off this next set of books that comes out. That's going to be it for High Republic. I think there is hope in the future to get Legends. Maybe some storylines that were already planned, but that all needs to, you need to make sure that no one that's part of the story group currently has any hands on that it's completely separate. That is a Del Rey thing, not a Disney Lucasfilm thing. So that's a long way to come. And I also did want to give a shout out to Chick Knight Greenleaf. For $10, he says, on behalf of His Imperial Majesty, the Dragon Emperor of Varlan, I sent you this gift. $10. I did want to say thank you. He actually sent me a little piece of art from his book that he did the Dragon Emperor. So I wanted to say shout out to him, and you guys should go check it out. I think it's available on Amazon, a couple other places. But thank you for thanks for sending me that, and thank you for the super chat, Chick Knight. That is awesome, man. That's what people need to do. People need to be making their own content at this point, making their own entertainment. That's exactly what Gina Carano has decided to do. She's not going to sit there and bend the knee to these people, which she could have done. She could have bent the knee, and she could have stayed at Star Wars, but it was more important for her to be true to herself, which really can't put a price tag on that. So shout out Gina Carano. We're going to be taking a look at this interview, guys. We're going to be looking at some of what I think the bigger parts of it are, and it'll be really, really cool. Leo Slayer said, Nick Rekieta says he likes you and that you were cool on Yellow Flash's stream last night. That's good. I missed that part. I did send a super chat to Flash, but I missed that. But yeah, I've been watching Nick Rekieta for a long time, so that's really cool. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Really respect Nick and what he's got going on over there. Blue-Eyed Scorpio for $5. Jay's using Star Wars Theory for subs. A bit of an asterisk, if you ask me. He's juicing. One of the reasons for his big head. Well, listen, I mean, Jay talked to Gina Carano before he talked to Star Wars Theory. I mean, well, not before he had Star Wars Theory on his stream, I should say. Not before he talked to him, but before he had him on his stream. He talked to Gina Carano. So I don't know, Blue-Eyed Scorpio. Either way, Jay is kicking ass right now with his channel. So shout out to him. We've got a $3 super sticker from Goku, and we will get in this interview, guys, as soon as we kind of get through the beginnings here. Let people come in. Yellow Flash stream for 8 hours. My God, that's crazy. Goku X20 for $3. A little super sticker fist bump guy. Thank you very much, Goku. Appreciate that. And then the Greg for $5. Hashtag where is Uche? Uche will be on the Mario Kart stream tonight. He'll be on the Mario Kart stream tonight. Absolutely. So that's where Uche is and will be. If you guys want to check that out, twitch.com/geeks_and_gamers. We're going to do Mario Kart tonight. It'll be fucking awesome. Get on with the damn story. Mounted Patrolman, listen, we take it easy here. We're not too pumped, chumps. We got a while. Mounted Patrolman. And I do want to say, too, yeah, we are. If you may have noticed, we did pass 50,000 subs, well on our way to 54,000 now, I think. So thank you to each and every one of you guys. It really does mean a lot to me. I still see people in this chat that I saw back when I had 300 subs, 500 subs, 1,000 subs. I still have patrons from back when I had that number of subs that are still with me now. And I appreciate the fucking hell out of you guys. You're awesome. And I'm just going to try to keep grinding and keep bringing it. You guys are awesome. So thank you so much, each and every one of you. Everybody deserves a
fade in.
Yes, everybody deserves a fade in. Michael Deach for $5. Fade in. Gina's old fights. She bores in, taking shots toe-to-toe, hammers opponent's face. KK and company fired the wrong hero. She's not done with KK. Yeah, we're gonna listen to this because you know, I don't think anyone was expecting her to be like Kathleen Kennedy, you know, but what she did say, and she really intimated about the culture at Lucasfilm and how it feels like to anyone with a different point of view, and should really be taken as kind of a bombshell as far as, you know, we thought it was like this, but we've never really heard anybody talk like this before. So it was pretty eye-opening for a lot of people. Congrats on over 50K. You're still gay. Thank you. Thank you. Anthony Arribas for $4.99. Hey, Orion in the chat. What's up, brother? Wish I can stay and watch, but got some stuff to do. Take my money and use it to get faded. You know what? I do actually. It's been a while since I got a haircut, so I probably do need
fade in.
Probably do need to fade. Probably do need a little fade going on. And then Extreme Oompa becomes a channel member. Thank you, Extreme Oompa. That is awesome. Now, let's get to one of the reasons so many of you guys are here today. I'm sure a lot of people have watched this already, but I want to start hopping through this Gina Carano interview a little bit. And we are going to talk about it as well when the guests are on, but I wanted to get through the meat of it and let you guys hear what she has to say, you know, kind of from herself before we really get over to that side of things. But let's listen. I think it really starts getting into stuff right here. It was with Ben Shapiro. Now, I've talked about this before. Of course, I didn't share my audio because I'm fucking stupid. Share screen, share audio. But, you know, I wouldn't say I like Ben Shapiro for the most part. I agree with him on some stuff. I also vehemently disagree with him on a lot of things as well. But one thing that I do appreciate is that even though he kind of had an interesting take on what Gina posted, he was more than willing to speak to her and to work with her. Because guess what? It's okay if people don't agree 100% on everything. And Gina even talks about this later on when talking about some of her co-stars in The Mandalorian. But let's just get into it.
The interesting thing I think about this whole political thing in me is I'm not like you. I've never been really interested in politics. And then as soon as I started seeing what was happening, I guess in 2020, I started looking up like, well, maybe the adults don't have it under control. And maybe I'm an adult now, and maybe I have a responsibility to pay attention. And I guess when we first started having problems was it had to have been on the pronoun usage. I think was the first problem.
And I would actually say that it started before that, because that was the first one that really blew up, was the pronouns. And I do think it's funny that she says, listen, I'm not really a political person. I've never really been that political. And even to this day, even through this entire hour-long interview with a political commentator in Ben Shapiro, they don't really get too into politics. She talked about how her experience was voting, never said who she voted for, never said you should vote for this person, you shouldn't vote for this person. Strange, isn't it? It's almost like she is not a very political person. But the pronoun thing was the second thing, in my opinion. The first thing was back when they tried to start getting her to say BLM. And that was really kept ramping up because they were like, hey, tweet Black Lives Matter, tweet Black Lives Matter. Despite the fact that she had already shared charity stuff for what was going on in Minneapolis to support that. But then they started out, hey, you need to tweet Black Lives Matter. Why even tweeted Black Lives Matter Day? Why don't you tweet Black Lives Matter? Why don't you tweet all cops are bastards? And it was just on and on and on, and she didn't. That, to me, was where it started because she didn't play the games with those little fucks. And then it moved on to pronouns.
Maybe before that. Well, because, I was really upset about the shutdowns. I know what it's like to be working and then not to work. And then, I know the depression that comes with not working, because my job has been on and off its entire life. You got a job and then you sit out a year, and you got a job and you sit out, and not having a job and not having purposes, it's devastating. You go through depression. It's not consistent. Mm-hmm. And I think I do good with consistency.
Can you take us through sort of the controversy over the transgender pronoun? Because that was the first time you started really trending on Twitter for politics.
I ended up putting beep bop boop in my Twitter bio. And 100%, it was 100% to go to the Twitter mob that was telling you what to do. And it had zero to do with trying to go after the transgendered community, because I would never do that. I'm just me personally, I'm not trying to target anybody or go out after anybody.
And I do think when you hear her in this interview, I was wondering how it was going to come off, because, she is speaking to someone, Ben Shapiro, who speaks for a living. That is what Ben Shapiro has done for, again, over 12 hours a day for the better portion of the last decade, as he has just spoken for a living. And she comes off a little bit uncomfortable, especially at first, because she doesn't have lines. She's not acting. It's just her. And I don't think she's really used to speaking like this. She comes off incredibly genuine throughout this entire thing. And when you hear her explain some of the ways where she was like, I said that this isn't targeting anyone. Why are you coming at me like this? It really kind of is eye-opening as to where she's coming from, and really the heart that she has.
So as soon as I saw people started taking that wrong, I put right after that, I was like, no, beep bop boop was like me just saying, I literally said to my friend, I was like, let's put something in my bio just to show I can put whatever I want in my bio, just like they put whatever they want in their bio, like Trash Panda and all this stuff. And you know, so
It's true. These fucking weirdos, these nutcases. Some of you, I'm sure, are in this chat right now. You fucking weirdos that it'll be like hashtag Aladdin or like some fictional character. It'll be like bi-pan sociopath, she/them, they. It's just the weirdest shit. It's nonsensical. And that's kind of what she's trying to say.
I just put these noises in my bio, and then there was this crazy meltdown. It was just a big, massive meltdown, and you know, all the fear and all of the stuff goes straight through your skin, and you start like, "Whoa, what is happening?" Like, I told you I didn't mean this towards this community, and like, you know, you're misunderstanding it. And it was just a shock wave went through my body. So I was like, "Oh, this is what this feels like. This is uncomfortable."
So Disney came to you and presumably Lucasfilm and asked you to put out some sort of apology, or how did they deal with that?
I had a publicist at the time. And
this is when we get into this part of the story, when she describes what they wanted her to do. They wanted her to basically go to this session where 40 people in the transgender community just basically got to berate her. Essentially what it sounds like is when you got put in the stocks and people just came up and made fun of you and threw shit at you for a day. That's what it sounds like current day. But I'll let her describe it.
And they said, you know, you have to put out you have to put out apology. This is messed up. This is awful. And I was like, okay. I did say right after that tweet, I clarified for everybody, this was not directed towards the transgender community in any way. And I've also been watching celebrities apologize left and right, and it's very ingenuine. And I said, can you just give me a moment, because I'm kind of feeling emotional right now. And can I just do my own research? And so, they were like, okay, yeah, do your research, but you need to get on the phone tomorrow with our LGBTQ transgender section.
Keep that in mind. You need to get on the phone. You need to get in this meeting with our LGBTQ transgender section. So not only do they have an entire representative organization based on the LGBTQ community, but they have a transgendered section of that to deal with these types of things. That's the types of companies we're dealing with. That is the Hollywood bubble right now.
And I was like, I'm feeling very emotional. Can you give me a second? And they said, no, you need to do this now. And so I did. I was like, okay, we have to do it now. Then let's do it now. And so I watched their documentary, and I got on the phone with them. And they basically were, just two very gentle people. And they were like, we're sorry, like you stepped in what they call a landmine. And we can tell, you're not cured against us. And they actually reported back to Disney and Lucasfilm, they thought it would be a bad idea if they canceled me, or if they let this affect anything, because I got on the phone with them and I said, hey, I got on Zoom with them and I explained, hey, I just, I don't have any hate in my heart for anyone. I stepped in the line, man.
And I think that anyone with a functioning brain, right? Anyone with a functioning brain who is going to come in and look at this and hear Gina Carano speak, the idea that she has any hate in her heart for really anybody, I think is laughable, to be quite honest with you. And the people that are out there right now trying to drag her, trying to say that she's lying, and trying to do everything they can to spin and protect Disney and Lucasfilm for the environment that they have created are either retarded or they are disingenuous as fuck. And they just can't see anything right now.
And after that, you've said before that the Disney Lucasfilm folks said that you weren't basically to do any press after that for The Mandalorian.
Yeah, so we went through this really long thing where it was like back and forth. They wanted me to say this. I felt like it was ingenuine. I wrote out like this massive thing that said, I have it, and everything that I read through it, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I put out this statement now, it'd actually be very enlightening to how I was feeling a year ago. But they didn't want that. They didn't want that. I think, you know, they thought, you know, I was already taking too much attention off of The Mandalorian, which it was not my intention, you know, because I know how hard everybody works on it. Because I mean, we got down to this like statement within like 2 words, like almost like 2 words, this ridiculous thing. And they were like, and they just said it was not apologetic enough. And I was like, I mean, it was shocking. Like, I want to communicate. They wanted me to get and
imagine a corporate entity, right? Disney corporate PR sitting here and going line by line, feeding this thing in the algorithm, being like, well, it just doesn't come off genuine enough. You're not apologetic enough. Well, you have like someone who is, again, genuinely trying to tell and explain exactly what's happening. But no, the same people who, did they put out an apology? Did they put out an official apology publicly when, oh, I don't know, someone came after Star Wars Theory? I don't think so. Have they put out a public apology to anyone that people like Pablo Hidalgo, that people like Christina Ariel, the people like Justina Ireland, Daniel Jose Elder, all these fucks that work at Lucasfilm, have they ever put out a public apology like that? I don't think so. But they wanted to do one in this case. Ridiculous.
All of these Lucasfilm employees are railing me on their websites. I mean, one of them, creative director, had a GoFundMe, and in the GoFundMe bio, it was like, this is because our ignorant actress, and, you know, and like, it was like, so they wanted me to get on the phone with like 4.
All right. So I want, before we get on the phone with 40 people right there, I want to address that. All the Lucasfilm employees, who was talking about that? Who was making videos about that? A lot of people right here, me and a lot of other people in this community were, right? Because we saw that was happening. We saw Lucasfilm employees coming out and attacking someone else who works at the company over not even like political beliefs, over a nothing burger, hopping on the cancel culture train with the mainstream media and these fucking weirdos on Twitter. Lucasfilm employees were allowed to do this and nothing happened to them. Absolute insanity that again was allowed to occur while they were trying to punish her for her thoughts. It's nuts. And what they talked about, that charity for transgender activism or whatever it was, is absolutely pathetic, because you have all these Lucasfilm employees, you have all these major YouTubers sharing this link out there. Basically like a go fuck yourself to Gina Carano. It was an anti-Gina Carano charity, effectively, because they tried to label her transphobic. Hey, she's transphobic, so you should donate to this trans charity. Well, 6 months later, with all these big YouTubers, all these Lucasfilm employees tweeting and supporting it constantly, it's at $20,000. Congratulations, you stupid, miserable fucks, because the people you're catering to, the people that despise her, they don't have any money to give to charity. Drunk 3PO did a stream on his channel, couple hour stream, 43 grand. Boom. 43 grand raised for human trafficking in a few hours. 6 months. These pathetic, miserable people with far bigger channels and far more influence than Drunk 3PO's channel can't do shit, because they don't actually believe in anything. They're just fucking virtue signaling. But we got to get to what she says next, because this is insanity.
Like it was like so they wanted me to get on the phone with like 40 of their LGBTQ community, not on the phone, on Zoom. And I felt like you're all these people, all your employees are slandering the hell out of me right now. You think I want to get on a video where they can then film it, you know? And I felt very kind of insecure about that. So what I offered them was, you know, the restaurants at the time had, you know, started opening back up. And I was like, let me take, you know, 4 or 5 of them out to dinner, and it'd be a person to person. You can look me in my eyes, I can look you in your eyes, and let's have a genuine conversation. And I think it's also a bit abusive that you want me to talk to 40 people and hear 40 people. Like, I just that have been slandering, like, and maybe not all of them have been slandering me, but a lot of them probably had. And it was just like, wait, I don't feel like I've really like deserved this, you know? I mean, don't you guys see what's happening online? It's like all these bots. It's not even like faces. It's not real people. It's just, and it feels like I don't know who these people are, children or just bots or whoever the hell these people are.
Twitter rage mob.
Yeah.
And she's 100% right. That is what I've been saying about these weirdos for forever. It is these anonymous losers who are, 18, 19 years old. They don't have anything to do with their lives. They don't have any actual friends. So they come together with these fucking freaks online that don't know what their pronouns are supposed to be. They think that if they do put pronouns in their bio, they're somehow supportive of some community that really doesn't give a fuck about that. They have cartoon anime profile pictures, and like their entire existence is based off of that profile picture. It's very strange, very weird people.
And they're awful. And I actually asked the LGBTQ community leaders for the trans section, I was like, why don't you guys address that? It might be healthier if you address what's happening, the aggressive push. And they didn't really have an answer to that.
So in a second, I want to ask you about how that ended up playing out over the subsequent few months, because we're moving through the sort of timeline.
All right. We've got a commercial for VPN there. But that's a good spot. We'll stop. Let me catch up with some of the super chats, answer you guys' questions. We will get back to this interview, guys, because really there's still some more really good stuff in here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. 1,578 people watching. That is nuts. You guys are absolutely incredible for all being here. Thank you. Where is it? So you finally donate. Ryan begs for Jeremy's special sauce for £2. Gina has just provided content for hours of bids. And then for £2, Ryan begs for Jeremy's special sauce, corrects himself, vids. Yeah, so Gina's just provided content for hours of vids. Yeah, well, listen, we're not going to stop talking about this. The idea that, oh, well, it's done now, you should just stop talking about it is kind of laughable, because that's what they want us to do. Like, that's what Disney, that's what Lucasfilm wants us to do right now. They want us to stop talking about this. They want anything to distract us from what's going on, but we're going to keep eyes on target. Will Gentry for £5. Just for the record, each one of my 53 subs is worth more than your 53K subs. Seriously, though, congrats, bro. It's been great to watch you grow. Thank you, Will Gentry. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Thank you. You've been here for a long time, all the way, man. So thanks. Lonely Wolf 1980 for Aussie, $10. I'm left-leaning, but I appreciate Ben for letting her speak and tell her story. Mainstream media already decided her story for her. That is what I think is really great about this interview. Again, I have disagreements with Ben Shapiro about some stuff. I also agree with him on a lot too. But I think he did a good job of setting the stage and then just letting her talk. Again, because he could have tried to set the narrative that he wanted to set for sure. But at the same time, I think it comes off so much better with how genuine she is. I think that comes off really well in this interview. And again, the people that doesn't come off that way too, I think you're either just like hateful and you want to see what you want to see, you're ignorant, or maybe you're just fucking retarded. I don't know. But thank you, Lonely Wolf. Zach Richmond for $5. One big difference between Gina and the Twitter mob. She knows what it's like to work. Yes, Zach Richmond, she does. Even though the media tried to slander her. The media literally tried to slander her because her family has money. That's something that came out in the news over the past couple of days. A hit piece about her family being coming from money. Well, Gina even explains in this interview about like kind of how everything works and how she did have to work for a lot of what she got. And just because her family has money doesn't mean they're just going to give them her handouts, which I think is interesting and says a lot. Borg Porg for $5. I think it started before the Black Lives Matter thing. I noticed it started when she's going after human trafficking. A bunch of pedos are after. Yeah, I do agree. When she shared something about human trafficking, people are like, oh, what are you, one of those Q people? So, yeah, I do. You're right, Borg Porg. That might be it, too. That might be it as well. Mr. Bentham for $20. It's heartbreaking hearing her speak at times throughout this interview. Fuck Disney. They won't get 1 penny more. Hashtag fade in. Indeed. Speaking of fade in.
Fade in.
Speaking of fade in, we gotta do that. There we go. Andrew Johnson for $5. They made her watch a propaganda film. What the fuck? Yeah, that is. I'm telling you guys. Listen, I don't get into my work or anything like that, but like when there are HR things like that, or kind of equal opportunity things, if they think there's any problems, they will make you sit down and watch essentially propaganda stuff that tries to teach you why you're so wrong and reprogram you. Not even lying. Rick Moranis for $10. From one rageaholic to another. And as always, hate, 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 hate. Thank you, Rick Moranis. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for being here. The Opposition HQ for £2. She wasn't Brie Larson enough for Disney. No, she wasn't Brie Larson enough. I agree. Maybe Gina should start a YouTube channel. Maybe that's actually why she talked to Jay. Wanted help launching her YouTube channel. We'll see if she can compete with Bree's. I don't know. But yeah, thank you, Opposition HQ. Miss Martin Muses for $5. Thank you, Teresa, who gave me this wonderful dead baby Yoda right here. Thank you, Teresa. This is workplace bullying. It's illegal. Yeah, and she's going to speak out more about it as well. She's going to speak out more for sure. Thank you, Miss Martin Muses. Jonathan for $5. I am a heteronormative cisgender gynosexual. Most guys are. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Jonathan. But at the end of the day, like when she starts speaking about Pedro, like, to be honest, I got a ton of respect for the way she talked about Pedro. And I've given Pedro a lot of shit, and I will continue to do so for the things that he says and try to hold him accountable for the things that he says. But at the same time, mad respect for Gina for what she's going to talk about him. And we'll get to that. Don't worry. Geek Blend for $3. Fist bump super sticker. Thank you, man. Gene Flickner for $5. Sounds like they want to gang up on her and say you were wrong, Gina, when she wasn't. Yeah, she didn't say anything wrong through this entire thing, and that is a great point. Star Wars Collectibles for $5. Remember when Star Wars used to be a beautiful story made by George Lucas? Now it's just a political platform for the left. Hashtag love for Gina. Yes, and when we get into this, listen, nobody wants, right? Nobody wants the for Lucasfilm to be some right-wing echo chamber. No, there might be, again, like 0.1% of people that want that to be the case, but most people don't. They just want it to be a place that's not about identity politics, that's not about preaching politics, where they don't have hypocritical stances based on your political views. If you are a conservative, you cannot speak your mind. That's what's going on at Lucasfilm, and this interview only confirms it. Gaming or What for $5. Thank you, buddy. Heroic Avenger for $5. I remember first seeing you clean shaven, meeting up with Jeremy and Gary, all kind and shit. Now here you are, lol. Congrats on the success, bro. Thank you, Heroic Avenger. Yeah, man, it's been a long way since San Diego Comic-Con 2019. That's for damn sure. I appreciate you being here. Captain Charisma. Only apology Disney would have accepted was Gina attaching male genitals to her head and identifying as gender fluid. Maybe that is why she didn't want to submit to that. Maybe that is why, Captain Charisma. Thanks for being here. The Clown World Review for $2. Hi, I'm new to the internet. Clown World Review, you're new to the internet, but you'll fit in just fine. Thank you for the $2. Two more, then we'll get back to the interview. RS for $5. The cancer stems from the top. Lucasfilm from that evil witch KK. It's embedded in the walls and culture. It's ruined Star Wars and pushed away fans. Yeah, it definitely has. There's no doubt about that. Gabby Vogelstein for $5. It's funny how all women push to be strong, but the minute they voice their opinions, they are shut down. You're not wrong, Gabby. You are not wrong. And clearly is that displayed in the absolute hypocrisy, right? The absolute hypocrisy of them firing Gina Carano. What is this retard? What are you saying? The so-called fandom menace virtue signaling they're not right-wing to save their little channels. What are you talking about, retard? What are you talking about? First of all, when have I ever said anything about who I vote for? I have said that I'm conservative, which I guess would mean right-wing. But I don't talk about who you should vote for. I don't talk about who I voted for. I don't talk about that shit on this channel for a variety of different reasons. But who's the so-called fandom menace virtue signaling? They are not right-wing to save their little channels. There are fucking hundreds, thousands of people in the fandom menace or that have used the fandom menace hashtag. I don't see anybody claiming they're not right wing that we're right wing. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, other than you're just an absolute fucking spurg retard. But I mean, that's pretty consistent for the haters that show up in this chat. For everyone in the chat, can we get an S to spit on that dumb motherfucker? S to spit on that stupid, moronic fucking piece of shit. S is in the chat, please. As we continue with the interview, here we go.
Was, you know, essentially solved, but at the same time, they told you not to go on the press junkets and they didn't want you speaking to the press. And then things, it seems like, were pretty quiet up until about November. And the Hollywood Reporter later came out and they reported that Disney Plus and Lucasfilm were thinking about a spinoff for The Mandalorian where you would have a big role. They were going to present that to investors, and they decided that they were essentially going to kill that based on a couple of social media posts that you put up in November, particularly one with regard to voter fraud and then one with regard to masks. So can you talk a little bit about that? And did they ever convey this to you?
Yeah. So, I mean, they actually sent over a media trainer, which I felt like, okay, you know, I'm down, you know, like, come on over. And she came in and she crossed her arms, she had her glasses on, and she sat in the corner, and she's been very cold. And she's in my house. And I asked her, I'm like, do you think you can take off your glasses so I can look you in your eyes and so we can have a conversation? Because, you know, and she was like, ready to hate me, I think. And then, you know, we went and we then sat down on the couch and we had a lovely conversation. And she said, look, you offered a logical answer to an emotional response. And that's not what they respond to. They're only going to, it only helps if you offer an emotional response to emotional response.
And I think that's interesting. These are like PR people that is their job, right? Social media training, realizing that the mob is full of little petulant children. That's what this basically means. They're not going to respond to logic. They're only going to respond to emotion because they are emotional, right? Interesting, isn't it?
That's what she told me. And I was like, well, I get that, but why can't you offer a logical answer? I mean, that should be your right to. You know, my logical answer was, you know, you guys kind of misinterpreted that. And there also is this massive mob out there that's just bullying people left and right. So I had a great conversation with her, and she left beaming, and I, you know, it was a great conversation, and it was not a problem. And then,
you know, I think that's the thing too. She acknowledges something we've said all along. Star Wars stood up for Christina Ariel when no one was bullying her. Literally, people were just saying, why do you have all of these posts that are hating white people? That's all people were saying. People were saying, wow, look at this host of the High Republic. She despises white people and has said it numerous times on her Twitter account for the past several years. They come out and say, we stand with her. Because again, it is this reciprocal thing between Lucasfilm and Disney and the mainstream media who just constantly jerk each other off and come in each other's mouths. That's what is happening here. That's the same thing that happened to Gina Carano when they lied about her. It's fucking unbelievable. This part is funny too, because he's like, what happened next? I voted. That's what she's going to say.
Not a problem. And then, I don't know, I voted.
and that really is, even according to the sources that have talked to the Hollywood media, essentially what happened is that they were still getting ready to feature you in the Disney shareholder meeting and all of this, and then decided.
Oh, real quick, go ahead and silence me. It's just like the leftist mob. Listen, stupid fuck, I ain't gonna block you. If there's any mods in chat, don't block him. He hasn't said anything worth blocking. He's just an idiot. Right? That shouldn't remove you from society. Nothing should remove you from society. The only thing I don't allow on this channel is spam. And if it's something that's against YouTube terms of service, that's it. Anything, I'm not going to silence you. Are you kidding me? Just because you have 1,600 people here that think you're a fucking idiot doesn't mean you've been silenced, buddy. Just saying. Just saying. Let's continue.
That they were not going to do any of that. And according to people speaking to the Hollywood Reporter, they decided months in advance that they were essentially looking for an excuse to get rid of you. Had they conveyed any of that to you, or how did you find out that they had decided not to bring you on for more at Disney Plus and Lucasfilm?
You know, like boxers headhunt sometimes and they forget to go to the body. I feel like Disney or Lucasfilm or whoever it is, maybe just certain people in that company, I feel like I've been being headhunted for the last, I don't know how many months. And you can feel it, you know, like just a couple weeks ago, Lucasfilm asked an artist that they employ to erase my character and put a different character in place. And, you know, he proudly announces this on Twitter and erases my character and puts, you know, another character in place. And all of the fans of Cara Dune were just outraged. You know, they're like, why didn't you just add the character? Why did you have to take off the character? Is there something wrong? Is Gina getting fired? I've been through so.
Again, these are all things, right? These are all things that we talked about. Just like the Lucasfilm employees coming at her, slandering her on Twitter, doing all this shit. We also talked about this when the artist posted a video of himself erasing her from the art and putting in someone else, right? Because we also, why the fuck would you share that? And then he did clarify, Lucas, some of the ones that asked me to do it, please don't blame me. But it was strange that he went and did it in that manner, in that public manner. Again, if he doesn't do that, we may have not have heard about that. We may not have talked about it, but it obviously meant something.
So much, and I've seen so much now, clearly, of like the bullying that's been taking place. And I saw it before. It's not like, I mean, I'm not the only one that's ever been bullied by this company.
Ooh.
And I know that so deeply.
I'm not the only one who's ever been bullied by this company. Very true. Very true.
That I could share a story and it would turn things around in the media, but I can't do that because it would be selling out. A friend that I don't really have the same views as, but I'm not gonna, you know, sell out somebody to take the attention off me. So if that person said something about how hard I went to bat for that person, it would change things. But everybody's afraid of losing their job.
That fucking tells you, dude. That tells you. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to talk about Pedro later. I'm going to talk about Pedro Pascal later. Don't worry. But that tells you how people are, how Lucasfilm is, how it is at Disney Star Wars right now. People are afraid to lose their jobs. People are afraid to speak out. Even if they agree with something, they're afraid to support someone. That is the atmosphere. That is the fucking disgusting environment that Kathleen Kennedy and Disney Star Wars is right now. That is Lucasfilm. Imagine if this were somebody that got fired over their leftist points of view, right? Imagine.
So they announced publicly that you're not coming back after this post that you put on social media, and we'll get to the content of the post in just a second. Did they ever come to you and ask for an apology? Did they ever come to you and coordinate with you in any way? Or did you just essentially pick up a newspaper one day and you read that you were no longer on the show?
I looked on the internet and... You know,
and I saw people saying, I saw Tom said, Carl or Jon Favreau, listen, it's someone that she doesn't agree with, but that she went to bat for over something. So I don't know what she would have to go to bat for Carl Weathers or Jon Favreau. But Pedro, maybe, I don't know. We'll talk more about Pedro later, though.
You know, you check your Twitter, and I'm trending, and the Fire Gina Carano hashtag worked.
Oh, I'm still going to
Disney
trash
never
Pedro.
contacted you
I'm
and
still
asked
going to
for
fucking
some sort of
trash
background
Pedro.
or
Don't
some sort of
worry,
explanation. It was just,
motherfucker.
you're done, and you find out essentially the same way everybody else did.
Well, yeah. I mean, I saw somebody from the company accidentally sent me a conversation of that they were tracking the Fire Gina Carano hashtag on content that had nothing to do with me. It was actually like had zero to do with me. And then all of a sudden, I always get thrown in the mix. Like, okay, so this is trending, but let's put her in there, Fire Gina Carano. And
Yeah, again, it's all these fucking weird accounts. So she found out, again, confirming, she found out the same exact way that we did. The same way that we did. Holy fucking shit, right? The same way that we did, she found out. All of a sudden it breaks that Gina Carano is fired because they released a statement. They never reached out to her, never said anything. That is who these people are.
They accidentally sent me an email, which was very enlightening. So I knew they were paying attention. I know that there's some people that went to bat for me, but I know that they didn't really win out in the end.
So let's talk about some of the controversial.
Now, a lot of questions, right? A lot of questions about what exactly, who exactly that was. Is it just Jon Favreau? Is it Carl Weathers? Is it, who it is? Some people went to bat for me, but they didn't win out in the end. It's all going to be speculation. I'm sure there's going to be a million Pirates and Princesses articles about it and videos from a guy in a mask about it that try to tell you what their sources say, even though, they haven't necessarily been super accurate. But we'll see, I guess. Maybe we'll see eventually. But a lot of people speculate Jon Favreau, right? But ultimately, like I've been saying, right, Kathleen Kennedy, they work for Kathleen Kennedy. So it's hard for me to imagine the same. It's hard for me to imagine that the same people who just got their actress fired, even though maybe they supposedly didn't want her out, that they're subversively going to retcon the sequel trilogy and Kathleen Kennedy can't do anything about it, type of thing. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. But we'll move on to what exactly she said in her explanations.
Social media post, because I think it's good for you to be able to explain exactly what you meant by this stuff, since people have deliberately misinterpreted nearly everything. Yeah. So there are a few of them. There was the one right after the election in which you essentially said something that I think virtually all conservatives believe, which is if you want to stop voter fraud, you need a voter ID. We need to tighten up the voter procedures. For some reason, people found this very controversial. Right. So that one seems fairly self-explanatory to me.
Yeah, well, this is not something I say with pride, but it was my first time voting. I have never voted before. And I know I'm late to the game here, but I never really thought that it counted. And politicians had never really turned me on. And so I don't pay attention to things that don't really turn me on. I pay my taxes and I pay a lot.
She pays attention to Junk 3PO though, doesn't she? Just saying.
Taxes. And so I just figure, okay, I'm doing my duty and I'm just going to keep on fighting. What I've been trying to do is just get my career going and keep on plugging through to where I can get, this bigger opportunity. The mail-in thing, we got an extra mail-in. Everybody I talked to got an extra mail-in ballot. And so I'm like, okay, so this is my first time voting. I'm going to go in and I'm going to take this and I'm going to do my part so that way I can actually talk about it. Because everybody says, you can't talk about it unless you vote. And so I agreed with them. So I never talked about it. And then when I went in, I was ready with my ID, and and they just asked my name and they asked my address. And I don't even remember if there was a signature required or not. And we have masks over our face. And I'm ready with my ID to vote because that's what,
So this person who's like, oh, it's super political, all of this stuff. This is the first time she voted, guys. She's not a political person. And I think it's pretty fucking obvious at this point. I wanted to skip forward to one more thing.
And it's masks are bad. Just always laughing this is like
everybody's unique. For 100 nights,
Helix
bad things. The way you treat your neighbor can slide over into actual oppression of your neighbor. So there's a picture of a woman, a Jewish woman in the Holocaust running away from Germans. And the caption essentially made the argument that Nazis didn't start by killing people and common Germans didn't start by going along with the Holocaust. This all started by people dehumanizing people who live next door to them. Mm-hmm. And the reaction to this was that somehow you were attempting to downplay the Holocaust or that you...
Just keep in mind, as you can tell, if you didn't know, Ben Shapiro is Jewish. Ben Shapiro is Jewish. The person that they've labeled as an anti-Semite is Jewish, or she's talking to this Jewish man about her post. Let's see if he thinks it's anti-Semitic.
You were comparing Republicans to Holocaust victims or something like that. I wanted to give you a chance to sort of explain what you were thinking and what you meant by that.
I am so inspired by the gentle spirit of the Jewish people going through that time. And, you watch I think I watched this older Holocaust survivor her court case, and they found this old Nazi man, and he was old, and they like rolled him in on a stretcher, and like they really played this up, and she forgave him. She forgave him in court after putting her through what he did, and she faced him. And I'm always so inspired by these stories, and I always wondered, like, how did that happen? You know what I mean? So when I posted that, it wasn't something that I felt like was controversial. It was something that I thought, well, maybe all of us need to ask ourselves how that happened, because it's important. The post never said anything about Republicans or conservatives. It doesn't say anything about that in there. It was more about, like,
Exactly.
people tearing each other apart. And I thought it would be more of a thing where you bring people together. I was like, oh, this is like, bring people together. But now, after hearing so much, and I'm actually grown through the experience of just knowing that, that's it's not fair to the Jewish community to just throw this out here so much. Like when you say the word Nazi and when you call someone a Nazi, and
this is the part coming up that we talk about Pedro that I think is really fucking important and shows exactly who she is as a person.
You need to have a little bit more respect on it. And so, like, I understand that, but it was no way my intention. I've got every single big publication saying she's comparing conservatives and Republicans to this. And that's not really what I was doing. I was saying we as a people, because I still am very fresh to this political, spectrum. I mean, I have love for everyone. I'm not a hateful person. In fact, I go out of my way, and I have gone out of my way my entire life not to be a hateful person. I mean, yeah, I've fought in the ring, and I do have hot blood. But it's usually hot blood when it deals with people being bullied. And when I saw people being bullied that were silenced and scared to speak, I don't want to speak. I want to create art, but I have a big problem with bullies, and I have a big problem with, I don't have a problem with power. I have a huge problem with abuse of power.
Well, I mean, it was fair, and look, it was obvious to everybody, and I said this to you when we first spoke, that it was obvious that this had nothing to do with anti-Semitism. The post obviously was not anti-Semitic. You'd have to completely twist the post backwards in order to get to the idea that it was anti-Semitic, since it was specifically decrying the treatment of Jews. It was saying what happened to Jews was evil, and this should never happen again, and that's why you should be careful about how you treat your neighbor.
Yeah.
The Jewish community is, I think, properly very sensitive about Holocaust comparisons, and so I myself on my show said that we have to be careful about when we invoke the Holocaust. But here's the thing: Disney Plus and Lucasfilm don't care how you invoke the Holocaust if you happen to be of a different political persuasion.
No.
And I pointed out on Twitter right away, as soon as this broke, that Pedro Pascal, who was your co-star in The Mandalorian, the lead in that show, that Pedro Pascal had put out a Holocaust meme in 2018 in which he not only got the facts wrong, he actually posted a picture from not the American border in 2018 and called it America 2018. He then compared the treatment of migrant children in 2018 to victims of the Holocaust in 1941, which is absolutely absurd on every level. And of course, Disney Plus and Lucasfilm had no problem with that whatsoever. They never said anything about it. They never responded to the comparison. They never said that it was anti-Jewish or anti-Semitic to make that comparison in any way. There was pretty obviously a double standard at play here.
Oh, and there has been. I mean, they've been all over me, and they've been watching me like a hawk. And I'm watching, other people on the same production, and they can say everything they want. And that's where I had a problem. I had a problem because I wasn't going along with the narrative. And
Fucking muted. God fucking damn it. There we go. Not muted anymore. But that's what we've been saying this entire fucking time, that Gina Carano is being held to a different standard, right? That all these other people are able to do all this shit. Nothing happens to them. But Gina, there's a problem at Disney Lucasfilm. What she is about to say here, right? What she is about to say here is It tells you the type of person she is. Now, I had a lot of things to say about Pedro Pascal. I will continue to say those things. The motherfucker called half the country Nazis because they voted for Trump. Literally, that is what he did. Again, he compares things going on that he has no idea about. A picture that he thinks is from America in 2018, actually from Palestine in 2010, says it's America, that it's like 1944 Germany. A lot of problems with Pedro. But listen to what she says about this. She could have said, yeah, Pedro was able to say whatever he wanted, but they wouldn't let me. What's her response?
And you know what? I adore Pedro. I adore him. I know he said and done some hurtful things. I don't think that posting anybody's number on social media is okay. But I know that, you know, he thinks a lot of the stuff that I post, you know, like, but there's so much love there still, you know? And we had agreement after we realized we were a little bit politically different. We had an agreement that first and foremost, you're a human being and you're my friend first. And, you know, the two sides that, you know, were trying to like drag us apart because we're both passionate. And, you know, and that's what's been really crazy is like you see these people over here being so passionate. You see people over here being so passionate. And I love that we're just both passionate, you know. And we think a little bit differently, I think, through our different experiences. So I know that, you know, I know that we both have misstepped on our tweets, you know. We're not perfect, we're human beings. But he's not a bad human being. He's a sweet person.
Well, I don't think anybody thinks that any.
There you go. Listen to that. That I think that really does show. And as much shit as I give him Pedro, I have said this about him as well. He publicly has always had nothing but nice things to say about her. So despite everything else that I will continue to criticize him for, I do have to give him that. And I've said that for quite a while specifically about him. But let's get some other people in here. Well, I'm going to read some super chats. I'm going to catch up on these super chats because there are 2,000 fucking people watching right now. Absolutely a record on this channel. You guys are incredible and amazing. Thank you so much for being here. If you're just getting here, please do smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't before. And let's get into it here. Let's keep getting into it. Let me read the super chats and we're going to get some fresh faces on here. Oh man, here we go. Where is it? God, you guys are absolutely killing it. Geeky Pixie for 5. Gina is so genuine. She could have thrown anyone under the bus, but chose the high ground. She is the embodiment of Obi-Wan and is so inspiring to others. Absolutely, Geeky Pixie. Thank you. $10 from Optimus Popeye. In order to fix Star Wars, could it be retconned that when the Emperor was thrown into the Death Star reactor by Vader, it caused the Force to create an alternate timeline, i.e. the sequel trilogy? Optimus, I think all you have to do, if you really want to do that, you could just say, listen, anything that happened under Disney, boom, it didn't happen. Start fresh. Restore Legends, I think would be the best way to go, but that's in my opinion, really what the only thing to do. Michael Deesh for 5. KK's Oscar vid failed to mention Hattie McDaniel, the first black woman to get an Oscar. Oh yeah, Oscars made Hattie sit alone from whites. Hypocrites. Holy shit, I didn't even know that. Thank you, Michael Deesh, for that information. Douglas Allman for 5. Thank you, Douglas. Seahawks Scott for $5. Watching the interview, I think of after Pearl Harbor. I fear we've awakened a sleeping giant and filled him with terrible resolve. I think that is. I think that's true. I think that, not saying that it's anywhere in the same level, but obviously the idea that you have woken up a lot of different people now to what is going on. I think every time something like this happens, more people have their eyes open to what Disney, what Lucasfilm, what Hollywood is all about. So I think that's a great point. Seahawks Scott for 5. Oh, I said that one. Optimus Primal for Canadian $5. Disney represents the Empire. Gina Carano is the leader of the Resistance. Gina, you are not alone. Thank you, Optimus Primal. Yeah, it's the start of something new. Welcome to the rebellion. Dwayne Morris for $5. For someone who's been canceled, the SJW mobs sure can't stop talking about Gina. Yeah, it's true. It's very, very true. I think that in all honesty, oh shit. I just saw that from my buddy Drunk 3PO. Yeah, they can't stop talking. can't stop talking about her. And the fact that she was fired from Star Wars isn't enough. They never want her to work ever again. They want her dead and in the streets. That's what they want. Mexican Iron Man for $20. Long live free speech. Hail the great RK. Hail truth, justice, and the RK way. Mexican Iron Man is the man. Thank you so much, buddy, for all your support for so long. I appreciate it. Ray Brady for €5. Robert Barnes, lawyer, gave Nerdrotic, Doomcock, and G&G a shout out in episode 48 of Viva Frey YouTube channel discussing Gina's cancellation. Check it out. I actually watched that. Robert Barnes actually retweeted something of mine the other day. So yeah, he evidently is watching. That's true. Thank you, Ray Brady. I appreciate you letting us know. $5 for Spike and Madness. You know who else erased people from pictures? Stalin. Hashtag Disney is abhorrent. They are indeed. They are indeed. It's a lot of commonality between this shit, isn't there? Darth Call for $5. Hey, mate, I have done countless interviews as Darth Maul with Star Wars cosplayers. If you ever want to see fans' raw opinions, keep up the great work. Well, I will check that out, Darth Call. I saw you hanging out in the Twitch stream the other night. I'll definitely check that out, man. Thank you. Geeky Pixie for $5. It might just be a Lucasfilm employee crew not seen on the show. Could be someone from Marvel. We do not know because she will not cut anyone down. And then for another $5, only those that say Gina is anti-Semitic are, in my opinion, those who do not know history fully, and it truly shows in their replies. Yeah, I think that that's I think that that's a pretty accurate statement. I think that's a pretty accurate statement. Thank you, Geeky Pixie. Mo Fishin for $10. I read comments like, I saw the interview. She put on a really good act. The mob has been adamant that she can't act anyway. Bye. Seriously, shaking my head. Yeah, it's true. The same people that are saying, wow, not much of a loss. Not much of a loss, is it? Those are the same people who are now saying she put on a good job acting in the interview. Of course. Figures, doesn't it? Fat Steven Seagal for $2. The power of words should not be abused to hurt. We have one more great quote coming from this interview that I do want you guys to hear. I think it's fantastic. Thank you, Fat Steven. I appreciate it, man. Mr. Doug for $5. SNL just made fun of Gina. It's funny how it aired on the day this interview came out and stole some headlines. Disney's coordinating things with the media. Well, I will say Saturday Night Live makes fun of everybody. They always have. This was just not funny. It was completely cringe and unfunny in every way, shape, and form. But that's Saturday Night Live. That's current Hollywood entertainment. Of course, that's done in New York, but you guys know what I mean. It's so pathetic. So pathetic. Let's see. Misanthropic one for $20. Hola, Ryan. Thank you for the coverage on my crush, Gina. We all stand with her. Love you, bro. Thank you, Misanthropic one. That means a lot, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Andrew Johnson becomes a channel member. Thank you, Andrew Johnson. That is awesome, dude. Welcome to the Raging Ryans. Toddzilla for $5. I kind of want to blame the prequel haters for this. Lucas sold Star Wars because he was tired of being hated. Fast forward to now. I think there's some of that. I think there's definitely some of that. But yeah, at the same time, like, if you feel a way about a movie, you should express it. I think everyone has the right to express however they feel about whatever movie. But I do think that the way the media came after him had a lot to do with it as well. It wasn't just fans. I think the media had a lot to do with it too. Thunderstorm for $5. The Politburo and Stalin murdered 70 million white people. What do they need to do to get the media and Hollywood's attention? I agree, Thunderstorm. There's been a lot of atrocities committed throughout every corner of the fucking globe, dude. Every corner of the globe. Blue-Eyed Scorpio for $5. Ryan, why haven't you invited me over to watch the Snyder cut with you? I thought we reached that level of intimacy by now. I don't know. I mean, I thought you got my DMs, Blue-Eyed Scorpio. You're not on Twitter anymore? Let me know. RS for $5. Congrats on 50K subs. Hail Kinel, hail chat. Thank you. I never thought that I would get here in this time. It's a humbling experience. But at the same time, I'm going to try not to celebrate too much and just keep grinding and move on to the next thing, man. Because I think we can keep growing this channel and keep growing the brand. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Cow and Friends for $5. Saw the interview today. She seems like the real deal and she hates bullies. Me and her have a lot in common. Thank you for that, Cow and Friends. Yeah, she's just a normal person. I think that's the thing that a lot of people like to ignore or whatever. She's just a normal fucking person at the end of the day. And it's really fucking weird what they're continuing to try to do with her. But we just got to keep fighting. That's the bottom line. We have to keep speaking out about this stuff. Now, I did want to show you guys. I did want to show you something. Let's see if I can find it. Boom. I want to show you guys this. This is a quote that came out of here that I think is just so apt. Posted on Geeks and Gamers. Here's the quote. It's about a minute long. Oh, it's well done. Tom for $5 says, I don't know why I'm sending this. Guess just to get you to say wieners taste yummy. Well, there's your clip. There's your clip, Tom. Thank you for the super chat and for the clip. All right. I don't know if I shared my audio. Hold on. Let me share my audio. I fucking hate Streamlab or StreamYards.
I read this somewhere. It's like, don't try to ruin my life with lies when your life can be ruined with the truth. And you got billion-dollar companies raining down on me from every different place. And do I really even need to say anything? Like, you're showing it. You're showing what you do to people. You're showing you don't give them a voice. You're showing you're not going to listen. You're not going to see a person past, what you've read in a very skewed article. You're showing what bullies you are against one voice here. One. I'm that petrifying to these billion-dollar companies?
Mm.
Well, good. I hope I am. And I hope everybody else becomes that. I mean, this is what they're afraid of. They're afraid of one voice. Imagine.
Well,
Ain't that the fucking truth right there? Ain't that the truth? It's crazy, isn't it? Gina Carano standing up to the fucking mob. I just want to hear that again. Because that quote, I hope that quote stays around for a long time.
I read this somewhere. It's like, don't try to ruin my life with lies when your life can be ruined with the truth. And you got billion-dollar companies raining down on me.
Don't try to ruin my life with lies if your life can be ruined by the truth. And that is really something right there. That is really something. We do have some guests. Some guests are going to start rolling in, guys. That's how we do it usually here on these Sunday streams. It's your first time here. 2,000 people. I might say it might be your first time here. So usually I go for an hour by myself. Then we kind of open it up. So the links are out there. Going to have a couple people on, and we might change topics in a little bit as well. So there we go. What is this? Okay. I'm not sure what this is. Someone say something in his team. That's how it appeared. I'm not sure what that means, but Mara, Jade, how are you doing?
Fade in. I'm doing well. Tired. Just dropped a video about a little over an hour ago. So I guess life is pretty good. This is actually the first time I'm seeing this interview because I was out all day today. So I hadn't had a chance to watch it until now.
Yeah, so it's good. And I know Mara's someone who's basically just done with Disney Star Wars completely and like done with The Mandalorian, doesn't give a fuck about it. But I do think it's good to watch because regardless if you agree with Gina Carano on these things, regardless if you care about her character in Star Wars, what she's doing by kind of just refusing to follow along and bend the knee and apologize and do all of these things that this Lucasfilm disgusting environment wants to force her to do, I think it's pretty eye-opening.
Well, yeah, I love when the video, like the shameless plug, the video I did was on like the Kotaku article talking about Harry Potter Legacy, and apparently one of the lead developers on that game ran an anti-SJW channel for a couple years before being hired by them, and they talk about at one point toxic environments, like toxic work environments, and like the irony is we're watching an interview about a toxic work environment and there's like silence, there's crickets in the mainstream media.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because that like I'm gonna talk about that as well, but there's nothing wrong about that guy's account. nothing wrong about that YouTube channel. That is the cleanest shit ever compared to someone like me. And they're trying to hold that against him and cancel him. That's what is going on right now in Star Wars. And or not in Star Wars, but in the media in general. And we need to continue this fight. And what Gina Carano did, I think, is it's not the first step being so, but I think it's a really big one. When you look at how much she was trending, the attention that she took away from WandaVision, on Disney Plus.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's such a big thing that got out there to so many other places that don't talk about Star Wars, that just talk about relevant shit. And when it comes to online censorship, when it comes to free speech, when it comes to all these issues, we're reaching a point in like society where that is a hot button topic. And this was so public and is now in so many people's eyes that I think it could really mean something going forward. And Kathy Turman says, never bend down to the mob. 100%
And I tweeted this out, I guess a few days ago now, something like that, where I pointed out, like, I have like you mentioned, I'm done with Disney Star Wars. I don't talk about Disney Star Wars unless I'm on like your channel or Raging Rhino's channel, things like that. But I said I support her. Basically, like, I think like it's good that she's away from that environment because of like what she's revealing. That hopefully that she moves on to bigger and better projects. I mean, granted, yeah, she lost what would have been her own spinoff show through Disney Plus, but at the same time, it's like, is it worth it? Like, is that like, was that job worth it? Like, you staying in that genuinely toxic work environment?
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it as well. Like
getting fired, yeah, it sucks. Like, no one should like go through that, especially the way she went through that. But at the same time, it's like, I think it's a silver lining here. Now she's broken free from Disney Lucasfilm, and she can actually work on things that she wants to do, not what she's relegated based on the company, what they want her to do.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing that a lot of people aren't talking about is the fact that, just because like the ability to be yourself is, you can't really put a dollar amount on that. And to be forced to live somewhere where you're just constantly bending the knee like they wanted her to, that takes a toll. And speaking of bending the knee, we have someone who's used to being on, well, I won't say that. Lethal, I wasn't gonna rip you too bad. There's a lot of people here, so I wasn't gonna just introduce you like that. I will just say, what's up, Lethal?
So just for context, I've been up since 3:30 in the morning. It's now close to 11:30 in the morning. So I've been up for 7 hours.
Jesus.
I got home about 2-3 minutes ago, right? From doing all my running around. And I had a chocolate biscuit and milk. Is 11:30 still too early to eat a chocolate biscuit?
Is 11:30? No, you can eat whatever the fuck you want. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Good, because
I had breakfast
yesterday
for dinner, so.
Oh, kill it! Like yesterday, like when we finish our stream yesterday, it's like 8 in the morning for me, listening to fucking two people yell about Nintendo. I was so tempted to cook a pizza for breakfast.
Well. Yeah. I think that I'm totally down with that. I have no problems with that. And in fact, I told a story today about how I regularly eat just like hamburgers, like bacon burgers for breakfast.
Yeah. Well, you're American, so
yeah. Yeah, of course I am. Of course I am. All right. But Lethal, I don't know if you've seen any of this. I know you're, again, someone who's really disconnected with this stuff. What's your take on the Gina Carano stuff, the attention that it's gotten, and kind of what that could mean in the future?
I haven't seen the interview, and yeah, I'm completely disconnected from Star Wars. The thing that I'm very actually curious about is, well, I mean, how long has Lucasfilm been shit? For a long time, right? And how many people forgave them at CGI Luke Skywalker? So I'm just wondering, are people gonna forgive this at the sight of something like that?
Not just at CGI Luke Skywalker, but just the Mandalorian in general, where you had people where they were like, boycott Disney Star Wars, went to go see Rise of Skywalker day one, and then purchased Disney Plus subscriptions and made the Mandalorian the top show.
Well, what do you think, Ryan? Do you think this one's actually going to stick? I fucking hope so. I seriously hope she burns this shit down.
I think that it is going to have a bigger impact than it did before. I really do. I think that it's going to have a bigger... I think it will have a bigger impact than anything before this because of how, like, it's continuing to ramp up. Like, fool me once, okay, fool me twice, okay. More people will fall away each time, and I think we're seeing that. And I think after Luke Skywalker, to be on that high, because they got a lot of attention, and then what happened? Pablo Hidalgo. Then what happens? Gina Carano. Then what happens? Black History Month. Then what happens? The Oscars video. Like, these things, it's just continuing just this rotation of bad press because people aren't letting it go, and they're not going to let it be buried. You are going to have people that forget about it. You're 100% right, Lethal. You are going to have people that forget about it, but I think that every time these things happen, it pushes it further and further, and they just keep shooting themselves in the fucking foot.
They've been doing it for a long time. Look, I really hope this sticks because I just want to see Disney Star Wars burn. And
Yeah,
I know that's very bad to say, but I really want to see it happen.
I think they've gotten too big. Like there's a reason why we have certain laws in place as far as businesses are concerned, and Disney has definitely gotten too big. They've like accumulated Marvel, they accumulated Lucasfilm, and now they have Fox, and it's just like they have too much control over what should have be a competitive market.
Yeah,
and I think they need to be cut down to size a little bit.
I agree. I do want to say one thing. I see Benzo in the chat. Please do subscribe to Mara Jade, so Jade Shadow on YouTube. Subscribe to Lethal Lightning and all of his other channels as well. I did have one new thing to plug. I'm going to steal something that Lethal and Drunk 3PO are doing. I did my second channel. My second channel just got monetized, which is absolutely insane. Been doing a lot of Zack Snyder stuff. We're going to talk a little Zack Snyder's Justice League later. But I also wanted to plug something that I made just today. There's no content on it yet.
Send me the link.
RK Outpost Gaming. RK Outpost Gaming. I'm going to put the link in chat right now.
Chat.
This is just a brief aside. We'll get back to stuff. But there it is. It's in the chat. I put it in there. If I could get a couple of you guys to go subscribe. Again, I'm going to talk primarily about gaming stuff on there. So, again, different from the Star Wars and the DC, that's primarily going to be gaming stuff, whether it's uploads from Twitch streams or whether it's actual topics from video game stuff. I'm going to try to do some things over there because I think it's really good to diversify what you're doing right now.
Diversity is our strength.
Yeah, except when it comes to YouTube channels, then you should really focus in on what you're doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
But if I could get some people to go over there, I would really appreciate it. Again, I'll put it in there. And I appreciate everyone that is watching me on my second channel as well, because it's been absolutely crazy. I will go ahead and actually pin myself too as soon as I get a chance. But Letha, you just did a video about the one that Mara did, right? About this Harry Potter shit.
Yes, I did. It's fucking hilarious.
Can you tell everybody about it?
Kotaku tried to make them look like shit, and all they did was get a bunch of people to pre-order the game that weren't going to get the game in the first place. That's a long story short. They came out and they're like, the guy that is the lead developer had an anti-SJW YouTube channel, and yeah. Did you see the quote from the developer when he first got interviewed about the job? He was like, I told him about that. They don't really care. They didn't come out and be like, yeah, we agree with you, but they don't care. They were just like, hey, just make the game good.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like basically don't like keep your like the personal channel you have and like work separate. Make a good game. We don't care.
Yeah.
So they did exactly what they should have done.
Yeah, that's exactly what a company should do. Basically, just put out a good product. We don't care about your politics. Just put out a good product.
Of course. But yeah, I watched some of his videos. There is like nothing there that's bad in any way, shape, or form.
I think the one they were trying to stick him on was because I didn't know his channel existed until like 4 hours ago. But the one they were trying to stick him on is he had agreed with some Gamergate points.
Oh yeah, the Gamergate one. He's like basically said that like you basically like Waller's like how they put it, like basically it was like based on good, like there's some good intention basically, like it wasn't perfect essentially, and they try to tie him to like pro Gamergate because he defended it in a way.
Yeah, fucking typical.
Gamergate, like
It
my
will never
God.
go away, dude.
Because he dared criticize Anita Sarkeesian also.
Yeah, good man.
Yeah, so I'm like, and in my video, I'm like, I was like on the fence with this game. I was thinking about getting it because it looked like I'm not big on Harry Potter lore, but it looked fun. It looked interesting. I might play it. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm day one purchase. You just ensured it's a day one purchase for me, pretty much.
But how weird is WB Games? Like they'll come out and go, "Hey, we got Mitch Dyer working on Gotham Knights," and then have me in tears over that. And then the next day they'll be like, pretty fucking based.
Well, I think like that just shows that I shudder to think how Mitch Dyer is going to make the DC universe unique in Gotham Knights, as like his quotes from an article I read. But at the same time, I think it goes to show that Warner Brothers games like are all about genuine yeah.
Sorry, Mara.
Yeah, are all about like genuine inclusivity like, when it comes to actually ideas and politics. So, like they'll hire a beta cuck like Mitch Dyer to write for Gotham Knights, and at the same time they'll have a lead developer who's has an anti-SJW channel. But they hire people that they think will be good for whatever games they're putting out. Now I'm not saying Mitch Dyer can be good. We've seen him put pronouns in Star Wars. I'm not like I don't know.
Well, pronouns belong in Star Wars,
but that's their focus. So
yeah.
I just hope that Mitch Dyer just like has to do like one or two shitty side quests. That's all he has to do.
I hope he's not involved in a major way because fuck that dude.
Because it'll be fucking trash.
Yeah, like he's one of several writers, which is why I'm waiting to see like a trailer and some more.
I want to see. It'll be like Red Hood, accepting his toxic masculinity and like apologizing to Batgirl or like some bullshit. It'd be fucking terrible.
Red Hood would be they them, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh God.
Dick Grayson apologizing for being a womanizer.
Sorry,
I've been absolutely slaying all these years.
She's gonna catch Jason looking at her ass. Batgirl's gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Me too, Red Hood. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my God. All right, let me get to a couple of these super chats. You guys are fucking killing it. We did break 2,000 people at one point, which is insane. Red Gaze for $5. One of the hardest hitting YouTubers out there. Congrats on 50K, brother. Keep dong slapping these fools. I will try, my man. Red Gaze. I gotta shout out Red Gaze. Where the fuck is my book at?
Yeah, I've got a lot of glare, but I'm gonna go get mine as well.
Yeah, there's Sunsworn, dude. This book looks fucking phenomenal.
It's like this. Look at it.
It's really thick. This was an Indiegogo that Red Gaze did. It comes with a companion kind of comic book and stuff that explains a lot of the lore and everything. It looks fucking beautiful. The comic book looks great too.
Look at that artwork. I'm in the docs, but like look at that artwork.
Yeah, and here's Lethal in a Hawaiian shirt.
Look at all the dope shit you get, man. This is like fucking 500 pages. I haven't opened this yet because I don't want to look at it until I've read the book.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But have a look at this stuff. Like, how cool's that, man?
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
But this one right here, I'm gonna get like a small canvas type thing to put over it and then put on my wall. You're gonna be seeing this on my wall in the near future. This one's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. You know what I need to put on my wall? And I know Nerdy in Many Ways is gonna like this too. I need to get this on my wall.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I need to get this in a fucking frame right now. A little Dark Side Ray Porter action.
Oh, look at that. I mean, that's
sweet. Fucking cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And he's got a new one coming out as well, man. Like, don't worry about Star Wars. Forget Star Wars. Get on the Sunsworn.
Yeah, pretty much. God, I gotta find your Indiegogo to put in the chat. Hold on. Red Gaze.
Yeah. And I think that's in Nerdy in Many Ways, Dawson does a lot of artwork and stuff like that as well. Go check out his channel. He talks a lot about Snyder Cut, a lot about DC stuff, but he also does his own original art, which is fucking cool. And that's one of the things with the way that things in Hollywood seem to be going. With the Hollywood elites, for some reason, don't want to listen to fans, don't want to listen to anyone with a different perspective. People are creating their own entertainment. There's still 1,500 people, right, watching this stream instead of watching Netflix or HBO Max or whatever, right? People are replacing what they used to do with something else in a lot of different ways, whether that's comic books, whether that's gaming, like all these different things. And I think it's really cool, and we need to support it.
Agreed.
Yep. The new number 2 for $2. Gina is too good a person to be in Hollywood. Yeah, I think this is a good thing for her. I think this is a good thing at the end of the day.
I don't mean to sound like it's good she got booted, but I'm so fucking. She's too good for Star Wars.
Yeah, like in a way, you're right. And it's not like she was getting paid a shit ton. It's huge for your like career, I guess. You know what I mean? But in terms of what she's going to be able to do now, and the fact that she's going to be able to speak her mind and all that stuff, man, I think that is far more freeing than anything else. So yeah, absolutely, Dawson. No problem, man.
I'm far from a biggest fan. The only thing I've seen her in is Deadpool, but I'll be checking out that Ben Shapiro movie.
Yeah. That's why Tolkien wrote Lord of the Rings. He wanted to make the stories he wanted to read. Yeah. And that's kind of what it's all about at this point. If you're not getting it from Hollywood, we kind of just have to do it ourselves. Will Gentry for £2. Wieners are yummy, but clams are yummier. Slimy.
Double meanings.
There you go. Thank you, Will, for those entendres. Geeky Pixie for $5. Just like the one ant that united. Sorry. Just like the one ant that united the mini to stand up to the grasshoppers. Gina is inspiring us to stand up to mainstream media. This is this is like A Bug's Life or Ants or whatever that one was. Yes. They outnumber the grasshoppers. You're right, Geeky Pixie. Cal G for $5. Hey, what's good, Ryan? Congrats on reaching 50K subscribers and a promotion. All that rage paid off. Godspeed and fade in. Speaking of fade in.
Fade in.
We can never not talk about that. We can never
cut it off before she could say it.
Did it not show?
Fade in.
It's so quick. Better. Yeah, it's so quick.
I was gonna say I didn't do shit. I just played it. I didn't do shit. Yeah, the Gina Carano interview has 1 million views after 12 hours on YouTube. Yeah, it's blowing up. A lot of people are seeing it. A lot of people are looking at it.
What channel is it on? Daily Wire or Ben Shapiro's?
I believe it's on Ben Shapiro's channel, which is bigger than the Daily Wire, if I remember correctly. I did want to do an update real quick. We got 123 subscribers here. I did pin it just really quick before we kind of move on. I just started this. I'm going to start posting some videos over there. If you want gaming content, if you care all about gaming content, whether you're talking about just news or some of my Twitch stream highlights, things like that, go check that out. I would really appreciate all you guys' support over there because it's absolutely incredible the way we keep growing this shit. But do it. Yes, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Mr. Doug for $5. I canceled my Disney Plus. It makes me sad, but they aren't a necessity. I can't get into their shows knowing they would probably hate me. I think it's different for each person, and everybody has their own level of, wow, this is it for me. So it's all about, I'm not going to tell anybody what they should do. Just, do whatever you think is right in every case.
Yep. Everyone's got their own moral compass. I mean,
I think it's pretty bad. Lethal doesn't have morals or a compass.
Yep, that's right. I threw both of them off the balcony. But I think it's really bad to tell people how they can and can't spend their money. Like, if someone wants to get Disney Plus, then by all means do it. I don't think you should be shaming anyone based on how they spend their money.
No, I don't believe you should be shaming anyone either. But I will say, and I'm not like calling necessarily anyone specific outs, but I will call out hypocrisy if you say that you're going to either not support Disney, Star Wars, or whatever, or you're going to cancel something and don't end up doing it. If you at least be honest about it. That's what I like. That's all I ask, pretty much.
Yeah. Let me run through. I'm going to hit 5 more super chats. Then we're going to move on to something we're actually excited about. Zack Snyder's fucking Justice League. Yes. Geeky Pixie for $5. Her spinoff would probably gotten so much backlash. I mean, look at the Twitter hate mob after her for working with another studio. Cancel culture must end. Yeah, and we just have to be the ones to make sure that people can't be canceled like that, right? You have to go and support the things and the people you care about instead of just forgetting about them and letting it be memory hold. Seahawk Scott for $5. 11:30 isn't too early for vodka, much less a chocolate biscuit. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, I freaking chugged when Mark and Jen were having their argument at like 11 o'clock in the morning. For me, I just poured myself Jack Daniels, Leith. I don't know if you noticed that.
I was drinking too. I was just off screen.
Well, it was like 2 a.m. for you.
Yeah, fucking oath, man. I had to get through that. But I see absolutely nothing wrong with drinking alcohol at any time of the day. But a chocolate biscuit, I felt I need clarification.
No, you're good. No.
I mean,
Yeah, cool.
eat whatever you want at any time. I said I have pancakes for dinner, so
That's normal.
no, I'm saying like like don't care. Just eat what you want.
Salasso for $20. Hashtag cancel Disney Plus. Thank you, Salasso. 2 more super chats, then we're gonna bring another guest on real quick here. The celebrity you've all been waiting for, guys. Soul Fiend for £5. Easier to remove her now, not midway through a bad trilogy no one would want to take the hit for. Yeah, I suppose that's true, Soul Fiend. They just didn't want her there. And and at the end, I think Mandalorian season 3 is in huge trouble. I'll save that for another video because that goes into a lot of explaining. But I think there are big problems behind the scenes that people don't want to acknowledge. Green Girl for $5. What's up? Says, did you see on Instagram that Latif Santos supported Gina? It was subtle, but he showed his love for her. No, I'll have to check that out. Thank you for that. And thank you for your super chat and for your support. I do know that Carl Weathers, I talked about that the other day. Carl Weathers just tweeted something about as hinting that he was supporting in a way without actually being vocal about it. But speaking of someone who has supported Gina Carano, Drunk 3PO, how you doing? What's up, man?
Did you get my message?
I did. I didn't know if you wanted me to share that, so I just.
They already got a shirt taken down.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Copyright?
It was actually a Drunk 3PO shirt, but they're definitely flagging my store pretty hard right now.
Oh,
yes.
They tried to for my shit, not for the Pedro stuff specifically. But yeah.
They're claiming copyright infringement. Is that it? Because I saw the.
I mean, the like this icon, this one, I can kind of. It's so weird. So I have this icon on a premium T-shirt, and I also have it on like the non so premium, and the one for the premium was taken down. So it was just taken. They're like, this violates and I'm like, but the other ones are still up. And so I'm
don't
like,
tell them about that.
Yeah, I think it's because the premium ones, that was the one that's linked on the. Maybe it's on because it's on the YouTube shelf. Maybe I don't know. But if I doubt that get the Rebellion shirts taken down, that would be. It's pretty stupid.
I don't think they can do that one at all. Yeah. You want me to show that from Maggie?
Yeah, it's on my Twitter. I put
okay. Oh, I didn't.
I tweeted it all out. Like if you went on my Twitter, so yeah.
Yeah, I saw this shit.
So that guy, if like that idiot, what that is Gina Carano's Instagram story. So someone bought a sweatshirt that says "Welcome to the Rebellion," and Gina Carano put it on her Instagram story. And this idiot, so obviously they're like, they're hate watching all her Instagram stories and her Twitter likes and everything. So no, it doesn't matter what she does. So he screenshotted that. And then he wrote that, I can't believe they're actually doing merch for this BS, right? And then Maggie retweets it. This is if you don't know who Maggie is, she did the GoFundMe for the trans rights, I guess, out of. Because,
the one
the hate campaign.
Yeah, the one that many Lucasfilm employees shared around. So then she put this up, and if you go to the thread, I mean, I'm blocked, but I had to like ask other people. You go to the thread, people are like, we got to take. They think Gina's selling this shirt, which is they don't even. These people are so dumb, and like,
yes, a millionaire is selling T-shirts on Teespring.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
and the thing too-
Exactly, Lethal. It's
and
like,
Welcome to the Rebellion. I don't see how that could possibly be copyright infringement. Like
It's
that,
not.
that,
can't be.
It's
that-
not.
that- that's not something specific. Like the drunk 3PO stuff. You even know, like I know you've been
Yeah.
worried about that kind of shit. Like, but like welcome to Rebellion, that's a phrase that has been used in a shit ton of video games and different kind of content because
And
it's
books.
and books like
Yeah.
that aren't. It's not specific to Star Wars. That's retarded. There's no way that they can do that.
No.
I know,
There's
it's
no-
just
there's
like,
no way. The only
I'm
thing
sorry,
that-
Mar. Go ahead.
I'm saying like the only like, and I say case very loosely when I say this. The only case they would have is if you use a similar font to what Star Wars, like the Star Wars font, and it's like blatantly like showing that you are referencing Star Wars, but you're not. Basically, it's just a phrase. Welcome to the Rebellion.
Yeah, I always use copyright-free font, but that's similar to like the other. I mean, but
Well, but it's not blatantly like the Star Wars.
yeah.
font.
The thing is, like the way I see it is, if they want to take that down, they better go after AT-AT Chat. They better go after Hello Greedo. They better go after all these others that use the same type of icons, in their avatar, like me, right?
Well, I mean, all the Battlefront YouTubers all fucking use Star Wars text and Star Wars characters on it. I mean, I got a shirt with Darth Vader saying "fuck Wookiees" on it, and that's
Yeah.
not a problem.
Bro, I literally sold shirts with just Pedro's face and a fucking clown afro.
That's fucking that. That's still the
I
best.
just can't believe they got that one taken. Like that is, I'm like, oh well. It is
Getting a
what
lot
it
of
is.
attention, bro. Getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
It's part of it. Unfortunately, these fucks.
Yeah.
Because again, these wheels, they just want to flag you out of existence. That's what they want to do. They want to remove you from the conversation because they're scared. That's what has happened to Gina Carano. That's what's happening to anyone that has an opinion that doesn't align with this specific agreed upon narrative. And it's absolute bullshit. Real quick, because we're about to move on to some Zack Snyder's Justice League stuff, Jay. I wanted to ask you just in general, the Gina interview, how did you feel like she came off, and how do you feel like the reception to it's been?
To the Gina interview? It's been pretty awesome, for the most part. I think everyone, even people that don't know like the situation, like I actually spoke to my mom, and she saw it. So she's like, "Is that the same girl that you're gonna marry that was in your interview?" I was like, "Oh my god, Mom, she's in Star Wars." My mom doesn't watch anything. Yeah, so she's just like stuff like that. But I think it's pretty positive. I also love the fact that even though she looked a little nervous,
it came off very genuine.
Yeah, she just came out and was like, and she didn't have to trash anyone to make her point. Like if that was Ryan Kinel up there, it would be a little different style of interview. But it's funny.
Well, she went out of her way not to throw anyone under the bus. So
yeah, she didn't have to. That's the beauty of it. Like when it was done, like she didn't have to. So I thought it was very, very well done. According to this, like said part 1, right? It said it would be a part 2. Or is that the whole thing?
You said Quarterine said that?
No. When you have the interview up on the Daily Wire, it says part 1 underneath of it. So I don't know if
I watched it on Daily Wire yesterday. I didn't see it, but I certainly fucking could have.
I think what you might I'm looking at mine, and it says episode 111.
See right here, it says part 1. There's the interview, and it says part 1. Right, I know it's blurry, but
that's interesting. I wonder if there may be more. That may just be how Daily Wire does their stuff. Is it the app?
Yeah,
I'm looking at YouTube.
That may be like the way they do it, because sometimes they break interviews up into part 1, 2, 3 when they post the episodes. I don't know, but
okay,
might be.
Who knows though? Who knows? Man, it's fucking. Listen, all these people that were hashtagging, all these people out there, they haven't really been going over to that like-dislike ratio, have they? 98% like ratio for that video, because it turns out it's probably just a fucking couple hundred losers on Twitter that really made this happen. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
I know she's been in Florida for a little bit. But Shapiro's studio's in Miami. People think it's somewhere else. The Daily Wire, I think
it's in Nashville, right? I thought
his personal studios is in Miami. He has a big thing down there.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's why she was in Miami. That's why she was in Florida. You know, well, Ryan knows, but I mean, she came into Florida, so yeah, she was in Miami.
Yep. Now
I got a little tongue twisted there. Sorry.
I do want to talk a little bit about Zack Snyder's Justice League, because since Valentine's Day, it has now been a week since the trailer released for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I think the hype is so real for this thing. We're a month away now, right? We're less than a month away from seeing this thing after years of asking, years of fighting, years of telling people that this thing existed, regardless of whether they wanted to believe it or not. And it's nearly here. And I've literally just doing my live show, I'm just talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League for the most part, because there's just a lot of interest in it. One thing that came out was we actually got our first real clear look at what Martian Manhunter is going to look like. We saw before, we knew we had the blurry picture from Zack that he showed on the phone, but this cover by Jim Lee is the first real look at what Martian Manhunter is going to look like, with a very elongated skull. Now, this is the unfinished version. Let me see. Where's the... I was looking for the...
It's on the DC Comics website.
I have no idea who he's talking about.
Go to Justice League issue 59. Do you know what's funny about this is this is the first issue that Michael Bendis is doing for Justice League. So I can guarantee you it's going to be fucking garbage, but the covers are so awesome.
Yeah, the covers do look fucking absolutely incredible. I wanted to
fucking
see
Bendis, man. Bendis was like, hey, you all like the Jonathan Kent character? You all like how he's a kid? I'm going to age that motherfucker up to 30.
Basically, that's exactly what happened.
I was actually just at the comic book shop that I go to just before, right? I hadn't seen this guy in about a month or so. Every time I've gone in, it's always been someone else. I walk in. I've been going to the same shop for years. I walk in there. The first thing he says to me goes, "You were right," because I've been telling him for 3 fucking years Snyder Cut is real, and he didn't believe me. He's a very cool dude. There, we had a bit of a fun conversation about that, and I said, "Hey, let me know when the covers come in, because I want to make an order." But because of what's going on in Texas, the whole diamond situation's kind of fucked up at the moment.
Pretty much. But look at those covers.
Yeah, man. Look at Darkseid back there. Fucking black suit Superman.
Yeah.
That looks sick.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Bendis, but I love all 3 of those covers. I might end up getting all 3. So
I will say, like, I think this looks cool. However, it doesn't really look quite like Ben Affleck's Batman. He definitely needs a little thicker neck, a little shorter ears. But Jay,
I love Martian Manhunter.
So do you know who Martian Manhunter is, Jay?
Not at all.
Oh god, dude. Jay, you need to watch the Justice League cartoons, like from like 2003.
I watched Batman vs Superman cartoons. Those were cool.
So
yeah, he's not in that though.
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter is literally a Martian, right? He's a Martian. His name's John Jones, and he can like shapeshift. So he just looks like a normal dude. He was in Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. He's Harry Lennox's character, General Swanwick, the Black General. You know what I'm talking about, Jay? In those
he can
movies?
basically shapeshift to look human. So General Swanwick from Man of Steel and BVS is Martian Manhunter. He was supposed to be revealed, I believe, in BVS to be Martian Manhunter, but they never filmed the scene.
Mother trucker drunk Jeremy, god dang it.
Yeah, so Jeremy for $20. Nice seeing Drunk 3PO here. I think, like, listen, everyone is trying to get Drunk 3PO on their streams regardless, but now I think they may just try to do it so Jeremy sends the money, because Jeremy will pay anything just to get under Jay's skin.
Yeah. By the way, Drunk, do you want to be on Talk Nerdy to us on Saturday? I could use the super chats.
Oh. God. Thank you,
They
Jeremy.
still lost with DC. Yeah, you don't have to explain it to me. I don't want to mess up the conversation. I'm just listening.
That's
about
all right.
The Martian Man.
The Martian Manhunter.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's part of Justice League. He's basically.
He looked like Piccolo from like Dragon Ball Z.
Well, okay.
I think he existed before Piccolo.
He's pretty much like he's just as powerful as Superman. Like Superman.
Really?
Yeah, Superman. Lethal can quote this better than me, basically. But Superman said, like, there's like only so many people that he would not want to fight, and on one hand, and Martian Manhunter is one of them.
Yeah, it's a cool character, but I do think that like the fact that DC Comics is doing these variant covers for Zack Snyder's Justice League is kind of a big thing.
Oh, it's a huge thing considering.
Yeah,
he's going to be in the movie.
Yeah. As much as people don't want to admit it, Warner Brothers has done very little in terms of promotion. I mean, most of the promotion for this movie has been from fans. We know for a fact that there's a lot of people at Warner Brothers that still do not want this movie to happen.
Oh no!
So the fact that
sorry.
Oh no, go on.
No, like I was just gonna say, did you see when they dropped the Godzilla versus Kong, like other trailer?
Oh yeah, they dropped the new footage for Godzilla vs Kong the same day that Zack Snyder's Justice League was all over everywhere.
What is wrong with these? Why don't these people want to make money? I don't understand that.
Snyder derangement syndrome is real, brother.
It is. SDS, pretty much.
Well, it's the egos, man. Like for the same reason, Jay.
Lucasfilm, man. It's the same thing at Lucasfilm.
Yes, for the same reason that like we all know Disney's never gonna sit there and be like, guys, we really fucked up with the sequel trilogy. We're just gonna erase it. Forget that ever happened. That would be admitting such a big mistake. And that's just not something that Warner Brothers want to do. That's something that when AT&T bought them, they're like, well, you're telling me that you have fans that for 3 years have been getting this shit trending, asking for this thing, putting up billboards in New York City, in Times Square for Comic-Con, asking for this movie. They're willing to pay whatever for it, and you motherfuckers are just letting it sit here?
Yeah,
no, we're doing this.
Pretty much.
And that's what it took for this to happen. And there's still people at Warner Brothers who still made bad decisions, who are still trying to make sure that their bad decisions aren't exposed, that are trying to eliminate the hype for this.
So
is sad.
I run the theme park channel for Geeks and Gamers. It's my job, so I have to go to Disney parks sometimes.
Oh, I bleed for you. I really do. My heart bleeds for you.
The last time I went to the Galaxy's Edge Park, Hollywood Studios, I had my Cara Dune shirt on, and I was stopped 100 easily. Did you get that shirt here? Can I get that shirt? Can I buy? And I'm just like, nah, they don't want to make money. These people don't want to make money.
Is that the one from Madison Thames? Is that one?
The one that has, it's her Mandalorian poster.
Okay, yeah,
T-shirt.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was I wasn't sure if it was the one that was like the fan made one or whatever.
No, it's thank you. Thank you. It's the one from her Mandalorian poster that they put on a shirt. So I think I'll just wear that every time I have to go to that park.
Enrique says Jason Killar will take over once Snyder Cut blows up. I hope so. I really hope so. And the fact that that's the other thing I want to talk about. Worldwide fucking release, baby.
Oh,
that is what I want.
That's pretty cool.
The idea that people had to fight for this is nuts.
Well, they had 9 months. 9 months. Warner Brothers had 9 months to work on it, and they basically did it at the last minute to try to paint Zack Snyder in a bad light. Basically, like that Zack Snyder for Zack Snyder to get this ball rolling, because Warner Brothers dragged their feet. They could have been doing this all along, just working behind the scenes, making the deals. They didn't have to announce it until the deals were final. But again, the fans had to push for this. The fans and Zack Snyder heard the fans, and he worked on his own to help get this happening for people. And now you're going to have theatrical releases for some countries. You're going to have streaming services for other countries who are demanding it just as much as here in the United States.
I think that's incredible. I wish Star Wars had a Zack Snyder.
I was really so scared that I was going to have to, I don't think you understand how much shit I steal from the internet. I am a full-on pirate. And I was...
I believe it.
I was so... I really did not want to pirate this. But I was going to fucking do it if I had to do it. But thank God.
I mean, they were...
thank fucking God.
Wait, how are you going to watch it, Lethal? How are you going to watch it?
I'm gonna get it through Binge, which is a streaming service here.
Oh, so you're gonna pay for it, and then it'll like a pay-per-view. Yeah. So it's
like a streaming service. Like a streaming service. Think of it like.
So is it like it's not like HBO Max?
No.
Yeah, it is kind of actually.
That's the thing, is that HBO Max distribution isn't all over these places yet. That's the problem, right?
Okay.
And since it's available on HBO Max, they had to work out different deals. So now they're working out deals with different location-specific streaming services to be able to get it to people who want it.
For a bit, there was even talks because they were asking. They had a poll out for those in the United States, would you be willing to facilitate HBO Max subscriptions or do like a buddy sharing for people worldwide, because they weren't even sure if these deals were going to get done before the release.
Yeah. So
I don't think you guys understand how much shit gets stolen in Australia, because we just don't get anything. Like, I don't know anyone that hasn't stolen Game of Thrones. I mean, grandparents are on pirate sites over here.
Australian money's worth so little, they just don't even feel like they need it over there, I think. It's like, why don't you put them out there to get pennies on the dollar?
Yeah.
Look, when you have it like breaking 6 o'clock news, Australia ranked #1 in terms of pirating shows, and we're all sitting there cheering for it, and you got like 70-year-old women on Pirate Hub.
You got great Australian grandmothers going lol, pretty much.
I want physical copies of Zack Snyder. I'll listen. I'll pay $100. I'll pay $100 for like a Steelcase 4K Zack Snyder's Justice League. Not even a question asked.
Me too. Like me as well. I would love an IMAX release, like a theatrical release, pretty much. I'd like to see that announcement. Like, hey, but we're gonna stream this on March 18th. If you want to see it in theaters, this will be released here. Boom.
It's not going to be in the theaters in America.
Not as yet, so we don't have official date. We don't have official dates, but I think they should.
It's just HBO Max for right now, and that was kind of the way it was intended, right, Jay? Because the deal for this went down before the pandemic really got rolling, before everybody realized. Yeah,
I'm gonna find out, because I swear they're showing it at Universal Studios movie theater, because they always show streaming stuff like as a special event.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find out.
Be nuts.
Yeah.
Like it's like a whole what they do there. It's like, so they were. They'd show Jaws or stuff, and then you'd buy like this package, and you get like a shirt, and you'd get this and you get that. And I remember seeing like this poster up over there, but I'll look into it next time I walk over to the parks, because they do a lot of that. They did like TV shows, they did like some Netflix shows, stuff like that too. It was just a fun event, that you go and watch it on the screen. So I wonder if they're doing that. I'll find out.
Yeah,
it'd be awesome if they are. Like, it'd be 4 hours. So if you're willing to sit through,
they would do an intermission.
It's 10-minute intermission.
10-minute intermission.
Yeah,
but they are doing a physical release as well.
I don't know if 10 minutes is enough for me to masturbate in between. So I'll just have to do it in the theater.
Waiting for that.
Yeah, I'll just have to do it in the theater, I guess. I anticipate a lot of that during this movie. It's been pent up for a long time, and we're finally going to get to see it. So.
You think you all know about Finn and Nut?
Mommy, what's that boy doing over there? Don't look. He's almost done.
He's almost done. Yeah. Don't worry, son. This is just Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's just fans of Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's all.
What it does.
All the cinemas are going to put on extra cleaning stuff that day. Man.
Oh yeah, they are. They're going to be sanitizing all those seats pretty much.
They have this spray sanitizer in the movie theaters here. They've got this guy that comes in with this big old bucket like on his back, and he's just like hosing the theater in between takes. And it evaporates on the seats, you know, like you watch them. It's just.
I mean, they're gonna have to for Anna as well when she sees Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
So she's basically admitting that. So
I
get
think they're
some
gonna hand out
towels in there.
Yeah, towels in the theater, movie theater. Like, like take your bucket of popcorn and your towel with you into the theater.
That's true. That's why they did it 4 hours, because if you maintain an erection longer than 4 hours, you're supposed to go see a doctor.
I think that's why they gave a 10-minute intermission. I think that's why they gave the 10-minute intermission.
Oh my god, that's awesome. I'm gonna hit some more super chats, guys. I did just want to real quick say I'm copying Jay and I'm copying Lethal because I want to be them. And I did just start this gaming channel. I'm gonna put some of my old stuff. I'm gonna make a couple little videos of gaming.
Might as well.
It might as well, just because other than just them sitting on Twitch doing nothing. So if you do want occasional gaming news updates, things like that, go check it out. I pinned it in the comment section. So if you want to go check out that channel, I would really appreciate it. I made that logo. I made that logo and made that channel while Mara was talking when I brought her on and introduced her.
Women do talk a lot.
Because I was supposed to do it before and I was late. But that's how it is, man.
I only have 300 hours to go.
That's just a couple streams.
Yeah, 300 hours to go.
Hell yeah.
And I got to get Odyssey going. Everyone's telling me to go set up Odyssey.
Oh, yeah, dude. Let me show you guys Odyssey real quick if you don't know it.
Odyssey's pretty good, Jay.
Yeah. Is it hard
Start the
to
process.
set up?
Nah, not at all. Dude, if you want 5 minutes, I'll talk you through it later.
Yeah. It's a good way to sync your YouTube video. So people don't want to watch it through YouTube. It'll sync up with your channel so they can watch it on Odyssey. Yeah.
Yeah, like here's Lethal. Let me show. Here, I got Lethal's channel pulled up. This is Odyssey. It's a great alt tech platform. I think.
Look at that! It looks just like the YouTube channel.
It looks really. It automatically mirrors your shit over there. You get crypto for watching and for uploading videos.
Oh, they said they give you Bitcoin.
It's not Bitcoin. It's a different. It's library coin. But
okay.
But I mean, like here, I'll click on this. It plays well. The video quality is good. The comment section is fine. And also what I can do, I can go and scroll shit the same way in YouTube desktop and keep on watching, which I really like. So I really like Odyssey. I think it has
That's nice.
Yeah, I think it has a great future. So Sports Wars is over there. Geeks and Gamers is over there as well. So yeah, definitely check it out. William Barr
will get bought out. I wonder if Odyssey's going to get bought out.
I think that they're in for the long haul, from what I've heard.
Young Ripper just said they're gonna start enabling live streaming.
Oh, that's gonna be lit.
Yeah, they are. They 100% are, and that is, that's one of the things that people want, right? These platforms, they want them to be as much like what they're familiar with, and I think this one is a really good one. That's a true YouTube alternative. Gives you a good UI, but again, it's not like the heavy censorship and stuff that you have involved with YouTube. So I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people. And it's not just like, it's just a right-wing platform, right? It's everybody. If you want to know how to fix your car, you're like, how the fuck do I do this? I need to change the spark plugs on my 2014, Ford. Boom, boom, boom. It's on Odyssey as well, just like you would go to YouTube for that stuff. So I think that's the biggest thing. Odyssey is owned by libertarians. That's true. Mr. Good sent you. William Barr for £5. Congrats on the promotion. I think Jeremy should put another level on your home just for your use of the word cunt on Friday Night Tights. I did say cunt. Lauren Chen was on Friday Night Tights, and I did not hold back. A lot of people thought I would cuck out with a lady on there, but no, I don't give a fuck. I will speak exactly the same way.
Is the word cunt really that taboo over there?
Depending on who you talk
more
to,
than it is for you.
Yeah.
Because it's like every
there was actually a class where I'm going through my master's program where we had to sit in and kind of observe, and the professor was talking about so-called taboo words, and she actually brought up the word cunt and how it's not
Here in
taboo
Mars,
in
man.
Australia, but here, depending on who you talk to, like it could be. So
Is it really bad over there to call a woman a cunt?
Yeah.
it pretty much is. I mean, I got
Yeah.
smacked on my shoulder because I let it drop when I was driving, and my mom was in the passenger seat, and I got pissed off at a driver ahead of me. So
There's some people that just really, really don't like it. I don't care. But I will say I don't use it often. I only use it like when I really fucking mean it. You know what I mean? It's not like the same way I say pussy.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It is different over here.
I called an old man driver this today a cunt. So there it is.
Good on you.
Usually when I'm driving, I
don't
call
think I've
people
ever
things
said
like
that word in my life.
say no, first time.
Yeah.
Coochie.
Coochie.
He's
I love the
no,
word
we
coochie.
tried getting him to say it a while back. He refuses.
Trey, look at Trey. He says he calls dudes that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trey's awesome. Shout out to Trey.
Gabby
Trey is
Vogelstein for $5. Someone once said to me that if you push people underground, they will eventually lash out. Go, Gina, lash out to the fullest. Yeah, absolutely. And she's got a fucking army at her back. She really does. She really does. So I'm really happy for what she's doing. Rory Brown for $5. Seems like even the SJWs don't like KK either, since I never see anyone defend her. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's not really the only you never hear from Lucasfilm unless they're standing up for people that are actually the ones doing the bullying. That's about the only time you hear from Lucasfilm employees.
Oh, freak. What's
What?
that Anna? That's Shart World's girl.
Well,
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I have a terrible problem doing that. I gotta learn to keep my mouth shut.
I don't know.
we got trolls in the chat pretty much. So
Ryan's a dick for calling women cunts. Someone says, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
there you go. There you go.
Cow and Friends for $5. Is Mitch Dyer the lead writer? God, I hope not. I don't know. I think it's just
It didn't say lead writer when they brought him up. It just said he was a writer. So for all we know, like you said, Ryan, he could just be like one or two side missions that you could be doing in this. So we don't know how much of an extent he has influence on the game.
Yeah.
And hopefully they told him to don't be such a bitch.
We'll see
and
what
Pascal
happens.
forever. I might be a troll, but you're a retard. So I'd rather be
You
a
want
troll.
to know a tip? When I'm on other people's channels, I don't look at the chat. I close the chat as well. I don't even look at it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I see it
Yeah.
in StreamYard, so I see the comments come up.
I go over private chat or full screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Seahawks Scott for $5. This goes way beyond Star Wars. This is the beginning of a cultural shift. I don't care if Gina does commercials. Yeah, and I think the thing is, again, you can't put a price really on just being able to be yourself.
Of freedom,
And
man.
that is
$20.
$20. Yeah, exactly. That is what she has now. And it's not like these people on The Mandalorian are making a lot of money. Based on a lot of these reports, it's not a lot of money. It's about
30,000.
the status.
If that's true, 30 grand an episode, that's kind of insulting.
It is.
I mean,
it's like for that popular of a show, it's Lucasfilm could afford to pay them a little bit more than that. So
Bro, think about The Mandalorian. Like it's $100 million, I think, $80 to $100 million budget. Listen, that is a lot of effects. That is a lot of makeup and people doing sets and all of this shit involved in that. I think people really underestimate how much all that stuff is costing, even with the way that they're filming it. And they're definitely not paying the people a whole lot. I wonder what Pedro's getting paid.
How much was it per episode? Like 10 million per episode, they said?
That would be about what the budget is, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's I don't know this for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me if she got paid for, Funko
merchandise
and all that stuff too.
I don't think so, because when I went to that thing to talk with Timothy Zahn, he said that he never had any royalties for characters like Mara Jade, Thrawn, or anything like that. He described it as he used to hang out at the water cooler and people walk past and go, hey, I made Thrawn.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will just say I've seen this absolute retard all around on Twitter, Go look on my channel. I have my season 1 episode 4 review of The Mandalorian, where I went and said, you know what I said when she was introduced? I said, Cara Dune. I like Cara Dune. I find Gina Carano believable as this character. I even said, you're going to hear a lot of people talking about wham power and things like that. I don't agree. I think that she was believable, and I think they introduced her well. So go to someone else's channel who's actually saying that stuff. Maybe not this one. Maybe do your fucking research, you dumb bitch.
I did my review like at 3:30 in the morning, and I forgot everyone's name. I'm like, the MMA person, what's her name again? She was in this, and I keep going, what's her name again? In my review, I never said SJW woke crap. I just was like, the only problem I had with that episode, and I talked about that, was that she was able to punch through his helmet and knock him out.
That is a little.
And that
bit
wasn't
too
even like because she's a woman. It was more like she had bare fist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she had bare. Yeah, that is the Jason Ward alt account apparently on Twitter.
Really? What a bitch. That's so funny.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. We're time making content, bro.
My only complaint about that episode was that his helmet was supposed to be so strong that when she kept punching him in the helmet, he took it like he didn't have a helmet on. That was my biggest complaint about that episode.
If that is Jason Ward's alt, then he's going to be extremely disappointed to find out that everyone here is over the age of 16.
He's like false.
Ooh, god damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, and you know, I'm not gonna lie. When Gina Carano started standing up, I went back and looked at my review because I'm like, man, I wonder what I said back then. And sure enough, it was exactly true to what I was saying the entire time. That I like her. I like Cara Dune. I find her believable. I wanted to learn more about her character. I did criticize the episode a lot because it felt like a CW show. The writing felt like a CW show. The fucking, he randomly falls in love with this stupid bitch in a village. She almost takes his helmet off. Felt like a fucking CW show. But the character, I've been consistent the entire time. So I guess get fucked.
Yeah.
Adam Wofford for 10. Star Wars is dead. Long live Star Wars. Leave the woke wars and embrace the dark, grim future of Warhammer 40K. We don't have time for woke when death makes us all even. Hail the God Emperor Doom Cock. Thank you, Adam Wofford. I appreciate the super chat. I would like to get into 40K at some time. It's not something I've been able to get into ever.
You need to get into Attack on Titan.
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
Warhammer's way better.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
We'll see. I got other things to do. Toddzilla for $5. Hopefully, after they clean house at Lucasfilm, we can get a return of Cara Dune. It might rival the Luke return. I will say that nothing will rival the Luke return, regardless if that happens or not, because that is a thing that transcends generations. It's an incredible moment for even with a CGI face to bring him back. What that did to society and the reaction that people had to it. I say fuck it. Like, do your own thing until Lucasfilm burns down. That's what I say. Anthony Arribas for 10. I'm back. I am back. I just finished watching ET Canada take on Gina, and it left me so damn irritated, bruh. I had to delete my comment. I said some foul stuff, not trying to get banned for the 7th time. Lol. You saw that, right, Jay? That's the one you tweeted out, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like ET's. They got ratioed.
Yeah.
ET Canada's take on Gina.
Canada's take, where they were just like, yeah, she's a, it was a typical, she's a this, she's a that, she's a. It was more entertaining than the Saturday Night Live skit they did about Gina Carano.
You guys want to watch that? That was terrible, dude.
Oh,
It wasn't
dude,
even-
I haven't
you're
watched
kinda like-
Saturday Night Live in a long fucking
The
time.
problem is, you don't mind. Saturday Night Live is satire. It makes fun of people. If it's funny, it's funny. If it was funny,
Yeah. If it was
about
funny,
Gina
but they
Carano,
haven't
it
been
would've
funny.
I would have laughed.
They haven't been funny in. I can't even remember what the last time they were genuinely funny. Like, I think SNL died when you had the actual great comedians who started on it, like, left.
Bro,
and you
I'm
brought in
sorry,
these
man.
so-called comedians. So
When it was funny when they used to have like the one episode with Michael Jordan on it was hilarious. Like when they had like people that weren't actors.
Yeah.
Skits and they try to. Oh man, some of that stuff.
Is this Saturday Night Live or the Canada ET?
This is Saturday Night Live. Now, I will say, I think what happened to Saturday Night Live is it became overtly political.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna say it. I don't talk politics really, but once Obama got elected, it felt like they couldn't make fun of him. They didn't want to make fun of him, so they kept like dancing around it. It just became worse and worse and worse. And then, you know, when Trump got elected, it was just all about the same shit over and over again about him. And I think that is really, you know, over the past 15 years, why this thing's fallen so far. And that's the problem with this. It's not the fact that they made fun of her. It's not anything. It's the fact that it's completely unfunny and cringe.
Yeah,
and
it
again,
is.
not accurate.
Okay, guys, my final guess was
Can you turn it up a bit?
Mandalorian
No.
for something she posted on social media.
That's as far as it
Please
goes.
welcome actor Gina Carano.
What the fuck is that person?
I don't know.
That's supposed to be Ted Cruz.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I know it's awful. It's
Yeah.
so bad.
Who's the other guy supposed to be?
I didn't watch this segment, so I'm not sure who he is. This is Britney Spears, though.
All right.
And look at how Gina sits so like slumped forward and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like what's her name from Reno 9? Not Reno.
I'm here for the opposite of that. I've done nothing wrong. No one can even explain what I did wrong. Explain it.
Okay, on Instagram, you said conservatives have it as bad as people living in Nazi Germany.
Again, not what she said. So that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem is it's not at all what she said. You guys who are
Ted
here for the
Cruz
interview.
and Andrew Cuomo. Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Cuomo?
I'm sorry, Ryan. I didn't mean to
There
interrupt.
it is.
Sorry.
Okay, congrats. You explained it. Look, I never would have made that Nazi comparison if I'd known everybody was going to be such a Nazi about it.
Do you feel like you're a victim of cancel culture?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was canceled by Disney. Disney is the moral high ground. Have you heard Brer Rabbit's accent on the Splash Mountain ride recently?
Well, if you die on it, they're gonna move the body.
Right. So, and then they have a little Ted Cruz go over there and talk to her. Like, it's cringe and unfunny. That's really the problem. It's not the fact that they talked about it, because that's what Saturday Night Live has done for years and decades, is they talk about current shit and make fun of it. The problem is it's not fucking funny. It's just not. It's awful.
They had Ted Cruz in like braids because he was
He went to Cancun. That's funny, right?
Yeah.
That is funny. But the Gina stuff just fucking isn't. God. Cow and Friends for $5. I had a friend of mine told me I was bullying Disney because I canceled my subscription. I'm like, what? Dude, I can't tell you the amount of people I had in my replies or whatever saying, ironic that you say you don't support cancel culture, yet you're canceling your Disney Plus.
It's not
Are
the
you
same
fucking
thing.
dumb?
It's not
Like canceling a subscription to a streaming service. That's like canceling your membership to PlayStation Network or something.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to play anymore.
Or anything.
Or
Yeah,
a gym.
anything. Exactly.
It's not like
Well,
that is
like,
not
it's like
canceling
people
a
who were saying, like,
person.
well, it's like people were saying cancel Netflix when Cuties when the Cuties movie came out. Was that cancel culture because people were wanting to cancel Netflix? It does not make any sense. It's a streaming service. It's a product that you're paying for. If you don't want it anymore, you don't pay for it. It's really as simple as that.
Yeah, I agree. Terminus EST for $2. KK reminds me of Darth Treya from KOTOR 2.
I'll get the fuck out.
I mean, she's ugly.
Treya's cool.
Yeah.
Treya is cool.
Treya's a badass. Treya is the deepest character in Star Wars. KK is fucking surface level Scrooge.
What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
Trey.
Oh, Trey's hilarious in the chat, dude.
Yeah, Trey always is.
Hold on a second. Did you know Trey has a YouTube channel?
Yeah, he does like 20-minute videos talking about why the Snyder Cut's a good thing. He's a fucking beast.
I've watched like a Trey video where he just like his phone just like fell in the middle of it. He's like, whatever the fuck, I don't fucking care. It's
I
like,
love it.
Yeah.
It's in like 17 of his videos. He's like, "Hey guys," and then he's like, "I don't give it." He go, "Give me a second. I'm gonna talk anyway." It's the
It's so
funniest
funny.
thing. I die laughing every time. He's a freaking. Oh my God, Trey, so awesome. Sorry, that was
no. I saw you laughing. Zach Richmond for 5. I just ordered a Rebellion shirt a few minutes ago. Looks like the order went through okay.
He says, "I don't care about editing."
Yeah, he
just about the message, Trey.
Yeah.
We get it. We get it. Otaku Sage for $5. If you're done with Disney Star Wars and want something awesome with great characters and cool sword fights, check out the Bleach manga anime.
Agreed.
Was that Boba Fett? What is that?
People are asking what my phone case was. So.
Oh, Boba Fett. Yeah. Mine's just normal. In case anybody was wondering. But yeah, go check out anime, go check out manga, whatever it is. If you want good Star Wars stories, there's a shit ton of them right here. And I said last week that I do plan on doing some more videos about why people should get in the EU, especially right now. Again, I wasn't anticipating Gina Carano being fired and the chain of events that led to. But I'm definitely going to talk about it. It's a great time for people to get in the EU if they're hungry for actual Star Wars. Geeky Pixie for $5. These people are insane. Guess what? The Welcome to the Rebellion is not strictly Star Wars. It's almost every sci-fi film has rebellion within its lore. Yeah, it is not specifically tied to Star Wars. If they try to take that down, that's absolute bullshit. So fuck them.
Yep.
Terry Green for $5. Favreau wanted Gina, but Darth vagina. What is that? Favreau wanted Gina, but Darth Vaginatus. It's Darth Vaginatus couldn't handle the well-received strong women. Wasn't her precious Rey, which belied what she told Iger. I'll say this again. For people for the people that think that KK is trying to torpedo Mandalorian, that saved her job. That show saved her job. So I don't think, again, it's very clear that Kathleen Kennedy is in charge and has full reins of any production going on in Star Wars. So that's what I'll say about that.
This was her flexing muscle. That was like saying, hey, I'm still in charge.
Yeah.
No matter what y'all do. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy's going to go until I really believe with everything in me and everything that I know is that she is sticking around to get this Indiana Jones movie done because she's been involved in all the Indiana Jones films. Like that was like of all the movies she's ever done, those are her biggest credentials, I guess, or the one that she loves the most, whatever. She was actually an actor in Temple of Doom.
She's one of
a dancer.
Yeah,
well, she's one of the backup dancers. Yeah.
So she wants to get. I think if the Indiana Jones film was done, I think she would have left. I think that she's just waiting on.
I don't think so. They announced like 10 projects, and that's including the Indiana Jones film. So no one in the I don't think anybody in the right mind.
It was supposed to be out.
What?
Like it was supposed to be done.
Well, it was supposed to be done, yeah, but like because of different reasons, it got pushed back. But at the same time, they announced how many other projects as a result, and who in the right mind is going to come in and take over several projects to include two films, not just the Indiana Jones, 2 films. So
mark my word, Indiana Jones gets done, she will be gone. She's going to leave on her own. You heard it here first.
And then she'll drag it out for as long as she can.
Oh, it's like, what is it got? Like 3 years?
That's still going to be 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. So
and when Tom just said in the chat, she is old. Like you can tell by looking at her face, she's fucking old. But so she is. I'm sure she's going to step away soon. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Bane and Dedu for $2. RK is killing it. Keep up the good work, bro. Thank you, Bane and Dedu.
Do you know what? Just on the sub, I think Nintendo never got the love he deserved.
Well, it was kind of a like
just look at his design. He's so cool.
He looks cool, but his name is just Undeadu. Like,
and he kind of goes out like a bitch as well.
Yeah, it's not very creative from Drew Carpershin, but you know,
it's so cool to look at him.
It does look cool. And here's Jeremy's super chat for $20. I'll read it again. Nice seeing Drunk 3PO here. Everybody loves when Drunk 3PO is here, especially Jeremy.
Yeah.
Peter Ritson for £5. You can get the Rebellion shirts from Drunk 3PO's merch store. # I stand with Gina. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
It's on my Twitter. If anybody wants one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see someone said fade in.
Fade in.
I agree.
That's gonna be my next shirt. It's gonna say fade in on
it. Mexican Iron Man for $10. How does Jay not know who Martian Manhunter is? I thought Jay was perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Well, he's more of a Marvel guy, so we'll forgive him there.
Yeah.
He's definitely not as iconic as. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Super excited though for this movie. Like, I'm gonna go to my brother's house and he's gonna make all this food and everything. And are they gonna do like? What do you think? They're gonna like drop it like at 8 p.m., 7 p.m.
Well, it's.
I've got the time zone. They released the time zone for Australia.
Yeah, 6
So
p.m. there.
It's gonna be like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it'll be 3 in the morning here for us. Drunk 3PO. So
3 p.m.
3 a.m. a.m.
They're doing a 3 a.m. drop, man.
If it drops at the same time as it's dropping, we're on the East Coast.
It's literally when Mandalorian drops every day.
I know. That's why I stopped doing reviews because I wasn't staying up late anymore. So
I stopped doing reviews because the show wasn't very good.
So yeah, I was like, I'll just watch other people's reviews. That's
yeah.
They just weren't doing well, and like since I didn't really like the show, I just would constantly get a lot of dislikes, and I was just like, oh, I'm fucking whatever. It's not getting any views, and people don't like it. So
yeah, it was a lot of work for nothing.
Yeah, basically. Jack White for $5. 2 problems with modern day. Go ahead.
What's his name?
Jack White.
Oh,
what do you think I said?
What did you think you said, Jack White?
Jack White.
Yeah. God.
Jack White. Jack White for $5. 2 problems with modern day Hollywood ego and hiring political people to write fiction. It's all about keeping it out. Like I see a lot of the authors that I love from some of this stuff on Twitter. I'm like, God, man, I wish you'd stop tweeting about politics and shit. But it never got into this stuff. And that's the important part. Like everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an opinion about what's going on. But are you making your entertainment based off those values and about hating people that don't have those values? That's the big difference. Neo Neon Arrakis for $5. Ryan and Guest, do you think a corporation can be anti-corporate pandering and PC and be successful, or is being corporate PC so necessary? I think we're seeing a pendulum shift, right? Mm-hmm. I think you're starting to see a lot of these kind of alternate companies come out against the mainstream narrative and not be PC. Barstool Sports is a great example of that. They've been going for several years now strong. They're multi-millions of dollars company, and they are not PC. They're just normal people. I think people are getting tired of not only PC stuff, but also just like the very tied up corporate media. That's why people are flooding to YouTube instead of watching fucking CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all that shit. That's opinion.
Why South Park's like just amazing because they're totally dunking on it like every season and all that. But I will say, as much as it shits me to see movies, shows, whatever it is that's just filled with left-wing bullshit, it will shit me just as much to see it filled with right-wing bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I mentioned that earlier before you guys got here. I said no one's asking for Lucasfilm to be a far-right echo chamber.
Oh yeah,
that's
please.
That you got 0.1% of people that actually would want that. Everybody just wants there to be that, not to be a factor in who you hire, who you fire, and the stories you tell. That's all we want.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Josh from Detroit, I believe he's from Detroit, for $2 says Mistress Mara is a boss.
Ooh.
Thank you.
There you go. I thought she was gonna like insult him, like some.
I know. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
It's like thanks. Now I'm gonna slap your balls harder. I thought that's what she was gonna say. CC119 Oppo for $5. Maggie blocked me after I called her out for what she did to Jay. Lol.
Oh, thank you.
That cunt blocks everyone. I've been blocked from her for fucking ever. But yeah, thank you, CC Oppo, for standing up for Jay. Seahawk Scott for $5. All this BS has little or nothing to do with Star Wars and everything to do with power and control. Pay attention to what's really important. Yeah, it's a great point, Seahawk Scott. It's all about the Hollywood elites and the narrative. And if you don't go with what's in the narrative, you're fucking gone. That Star Wars Ghost said, "Who's Maggie?" If you check out Jay on Jay's Twitter, he posted Maggie of the Town, some person associated with Lucasfilm, in a post they made, trying to get a bunch of shit taken down from Teespring.
Yeah, I sent it to your DM, Anna. You can see it.
Yeah, Biggles Mets for $2. 40K is awesome, but freaking expensive. That's what I've heard. But there's so much lore. It looks like something I would really like dig into and love. We'll see if I have time for it sometime though. I know like Nick Ricada's really into that shit. I know Az is really into 40K as well. So yeah, everyone's asking in the chat who's Maggie. Find Drunk's Twitter real quick. 15,000 followers. Holy fuck.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's fucking nuts. Drunk 3PO. This is sad. They hate what's happening. For the record, Gina is not selling this shirts. I am. Gina just put I am. Why'd you capitalize M?
Yeah, I am.
Gina just, it's like a YouTube title. Gina just posted a pic of her on it in the Instagram story. It's Maggie Lovett, again, Maggie of the Town, who has 1 million people blocked, I'm sure. People complaining, hey, Disney, this looks like copyright infringement for a shirt that says welcome to the rebellion. Nah, it's not copyright infringement.
No,
but
it's not.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Nico Glock for $5 says, hi, Jay.
Hi.
Otaku Sage for $2 says, please read Berserk. Didn't we read Berserk? Lethal?
I haven't read that yet, but
I haven't read it. I've seen some of
I'm
it.
actually starting Sunsworn.
Hell
yeah.
We were showing that off earlier because it looks
Starting
incredible.
that tomorrow.
Mhm.
So I just finished a book about Jaws. One of the key grips wrote a book, like the stuff behind the scenes. It's so good. It was so good. How the actors would get drunk and like sleep with all the college girls. Robert Shaw.
Yeah, Robert Shaw was the big one who did that. Yeah.
He's like sleep. He's probably saying he probably got like 20 kids over in that small town, sleeping with all the college kids after each take, buying them all beer.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, what a legend.
I see Phil TMNT in the chat. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Anthony Arribas for 2. Theory should get Gina on his future Vader films. Oh my god. Think of the people that would freak out if that happened.
That's true.
Yeah. Holy fuck, people would freak out. That's an interesting idea, Anthony. Phaser Face for $5. I've started back up on the EU. Re-listen to Dark Empire radio drama. Good stuff. Yeah, man, there's so many good audiobooks. I was mentioning that in Jay's gaming stream last night.
Yeah.
About the Star Wars audiobooks. They're really audio dramas. Where you have, voice acting, you have the sounds, you have blaster fire, you have lightsaber sounds when they're fighting. It's all awesome. I know Lethal knows what I'm talking about.
And that reminds me, one of the last Star Wars audiobooks I heard, I didn't finish it. It was the fucking Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
Master and Apprentice.
Master and Apprentice, thank you. That I was kind of digging the story, but the audio was god awful, man. Like the music was too loud. They were describing like a battle, and they would describe it as not even a battle. They would describe it as like a fucking small skirmish in the streets, and they're using like sound effects from the Battle of Geonosis, and it just sounds over the top and absolutely ridiculous, man. It's shit, and it wasn't even fucking Mark Thompson. It's bullshit. I want to hear Mark Thompson do really terrible Mandalorian Kiwi impressions.
I love Mark Thompson.
Don't you just love it when he's like voicing like Alana Solo?
I hate that, actually. I hate Alana.
Where are you, 3PO?
I hate that one.
Angie.
I hate that one I despise those ones, actually.
What about the one where it's like a whole chapter of her being chased by a blacksmith? I think it's in Fate of the Jedi. She's being chased by the blacksmith in the Millennium Falcon.
She's like tricking him. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cringy.
DMs, Brian.
Oh no.
You want to see the biggest
what? Retard?
Yeah. He almost said it.
R word slur.
Yeah. R slur. The R slur.
You want me to show it?
I don't care. These
Right.
people, like, they want to say stuff, but they get so scared.
Yeah. Around the Galaxy podcast, again, who apologized profusely after being a cocksucker, says the Gina interview on Shapiro's Paranoia channel is hard to watch. She's incoherent and rambling, answering Shapiro's leading questions like a nervous witness on the stand. They're trying to make her the poster child for wrongful cancel culture, and she's as convincing as Cara Dune.
This tweet has been deleted.
They have no.
What a pussy. Like, if you're gonna say something stupid, own that shit. Don't delete it.
I know. I would have more respect if you leave it up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, at least do it. Like, at least do it. That's the thing. I mean, it's whatever. There's going to be people that have other opinions. We might retweet you. We might say, wow, you're dumb as fuck. Honestly, yeah. I almost never do that to any other, like, YouTubers, to be honest with you. I can't really think of too many times where I've seen a YouTuber that wasn't talking about me, just saying something and, like, retweet it. There's a lot of them that I could have, especially in the past couple days.
Yeah.
But, like, not many. Every once in a while, probably, yeah, I do, you know, I'll probably go out there, but like, it's not like, I don't know. I don't feel like you're getting ambushed or anything. Just fucking say whatever you want. Who cares?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I'm not going to go after people's opinion unless you're like attacked. Like, when you call people names and bully, that's not an opinion. That's being a bully. Like that stuff needs to be called out, but you know, have the cojones to leave it.
Yeah, have the balls, you cucks. Speaking of EU characters, Mithron Naruto for $5. Is it fair to still support things like Zahn and his new Thrawn books and Respawn games, Jedi Fallen Order? Don't want to punish them for all this. You got to just don't let anybody else convince you what you should be doing. If you want to buy something and you think it's okay, buy it and support it. I listen, I have read a couple of the new Thrawn books. I don't like them. I do think they might be the best of the new canon stuff, but it's just not the same character. They're trying to make him retell these stories so they can get Thrawn and use Thrawn. I'm not a big fan of those. Jedi Fallen Order I thought was fine. I thought the story was pretty overrated, but yeah, just do you, man. Whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm not gonna shame you for how you spend your money.
I really like the second Thrawn book.
Spend your money how you want to spend it.
Yeah, that's like I said
buy
earlier,
candy corn with my money.
Like I said earlier, like I don't care what you spend your money on. Just don't be a hypocrite about it. Don't be a hypocrite about it. Basically, if you say you're going to not support anything, then don't say you're not going to support something and then go out like, you know, next day or two and buy that like product of that said company that you said you weren't going to support anymore. Just don't be a hypocrite about it.
The one with Vader was decent. I really like that one, the second Thrawn book. My problem with that was they kind of turned Thrawn into like a MacGyver type character instead of being like a
Sun Tzu
type character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Blue Box for $2. If you guys want good content, check out Nerd Forge. Does anyone know what Nerd Forge is?
Never heard of it.
Sounds kind of kinky.
Nerd Forge?
Nerd Forge?
He doesn't at all. That's why it's funny.
Where's your mind, drunk? Where's your mind?
I just like how Ryan reads the super chat. So
Will's heading out. See you, Will. Appreciate it, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're just so happy about it.
Cow and Friends,
guys,
for $5.
if you want to see new contact, you should contact Nerd Forge. You guys ever heard of Nerd Forge? It's just funny. Sorry. All right, I get it.
It's a chick that paints stuff, from what I'm gathering.
Oh, that's cool. Cow and Friends for $5. Jack White, I know that name. It's it's the Joker. Quick, get Batman in here. Is that what you mean, Jay? Jay can listen to me read super chats.
I love it. It's fun, especially on the Mario Kart one. Is the best ever.
Yeah, progressively gets worse as my night gets worse. Christopher McHatton for $5. Still pissed at Disney for the Gina Carano thing. She fights for what she believes in, and Star Wars could use people like that. Hashtag cancel culture. Agreed. And they fucking blew their chance. It's done. It's over for them and Gina Carano. Geeky Pixie for $5. That person that told Gina to shut up that Jay showed in a video protected their tweets, and I bet it's playing the victim, a typical spineless person. Who's that?
Are you talking about the one I just tweeted?
I don't know.
I don't know. It might have been the video you did a couple days ago, like when
The
people
Lucasfilm
were
one?
when people were responding about the Gina Carano interview thing, maybe. Ron D for $5. Gina is a true fighter and artist who is now able to project her voice. She's going to crush it with Daily Wire. Also, doesn't get much deeper than Berserk. I guess I got to look into Berserk since everybody's talking about it.
Yes. Become a weeb, Ryan.
Nah, I don't know.
That was an anime noise right there. We'll take that.
Yeah,
just an American for $5. Disney, Anakin. You turned her against me. Daily Wire, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You have done that yourself. Yeah, I agree. Just an American. This person hates me. I get a lot of hate, but look at this person. Ryan, can please eat a whole box of candy corn, please?
What the freak is that avatar? A squirrel?
Hamster lives. I guess that's a hamster.
Oh, a hamster. Okay. Well,
Abrahamster. Abrahamster. Yeah, maybe. God, this has been a crazy fucking stream. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's been in the chat this whole time. That is nuts. I'm gonna let my guests plug their awesome shit. One more time, let me plug myself though. With my gaming channel, it's at 166 subscribers. If you care about gaming stuff, if you care about gaming content, I'm gonna do some gaming myself over there, but also just news stories. Like I'm probably gonna do a video on that Kotaku stuff and link this channel in the pinned comment so that people can understand that's kind of more of the stuff that I'll be talking about over there as well. The link is pinned in the comment section. Thank you to the 166 people who have subscribed there. You're fucking incredible. Before I let my guests get on, I will be hopping in to the Discord for the supporters, for the patrons and channel members. If you're not in the Discord, go join the Discord and I'll set your tier. Hang out in the supporter chat for maybe about 20 minutes after the stream before we start Twitch. But Mara, what do you have coming up?
Well, I don't plan videos. Like, for example, I wasn't planning on doing a video today, but then Lethal Lightning tipped me off to that Kotaku article. So I said, okay, I'll do my best to make a video, put one out. So shameless plug, go check out my channel, Jade Shadow, for that video. I cover other pop culture topics, primarily DC and gaming, but I also do social commentary, which is what essentially the Kotaku article became. And I try to do live streams during the week. If not during the week, then Saturdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, Talk Nerdy to Us with Steph from My Nerdy Home, where we go over the pop culture topics of the week. And also Twitch, trying to get back to that on a fairly regular basis, I should say, because I missed last Friday, but I'm streaming Witcher 3 on my Twitch channel, Jade_Fire. So look for me there as well.
Hell yeah. Lethal, fuck Gabby. What do you got going on?
Gabby. Well, thanks. This is the first time I've been here in ages. I could actually make it today. So thanks for having me. But yeah, I do similar content. I don't really get into social commentary because that shit bores me. But occasionally I have porn stars on my channel, and there we go. If that's not going to sell you, nothing will.
Pretty much.
Like who?
Oh, who have I got coming up? I can't tell you.
Oh, okay. He has had the real Captain Marvel on his channel though, and she also wears his merch. So Jay,
and buy a Miranda Ross shirt.
Jay has Gina. Lethal has Captain Marvel. Like, everybody's got a popular girlfriend right now, but that's all right. That's all right.
What have you got?
I won't be jealous. I've got Taco Bell and Jack in the Box and pizza, so it's all good though.
Do you save the wrappers as souvenirs?
I just don't throw them away for a while. That's all. I don't save them. Jay, what do you got going on, and what do you want to plug?
Just drunk 3PO. Actually, I want to congratulate Ryan. 50K. It's fantastic. 1,000 people watching on a live stream. It's amazing, man.
Thanks, man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I see people with 100, 200,000 subscribers can barely get 50 people watching, so it's unbelievable what you're doing over here. I sent Ryan a text. I was like, I'm catching you, and then he was like, hell no. And then I was like, yeah, never mind.
That's not exactly what I said.
I know. It's a thing. Like it's for some reason you always chase people. We were chasing Josiah at one point, like as a motivation. That's all it is. And then Josiah was like, you guys could kiss my butt. And
Yeah, he took off.
yeah, so it's one of those things. So I'm glad to see my friend, man. It's always good to see my friends just succeed, you know. And like you said earlier, YouTube is such a weird thing. Like your channel could be drop dead, and then next month it's just thriving. So it's so weird, you know. It's so weird. So
yeah, it really is. It's peaks and valleys, man, and it's all about grinding through the valleys to get to the peaks. That's what I kind of think.
It really is.
Yeah.
Really is.
Kathy Turman says Wendy's is his girlfriend. Yes, I like hot and spicy redheads. So yes, Wendy's is my girlfriend right now.
I've seen that Wendy's Twitter account. They would destroy you.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. Lethal.
Mark Smith for $20. Thank you for supporting Gina and standing up to the bullies. Not even a question, man. Like, I think all of us here try to stay true to ourselves and speak our mind. And when Gina went through what she went through fucking 6 months ago, a lot of us were very quick to say this is bullshit. They're trying to bully her into this, and it's just spiraled ever since. And now we've all got her back, no matter what. So, thank you for the super chat, Mark. And then Midnight's Edge After Dark for $5. Congrats on 50K from your internet uncle. Good job, kiddo. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, Tom was there in Las Vegas before I actually had a channel for a fan meetup there with Gary and Jeff from World Class BS. So yeah, it's nuts how far we've come in like a year and a half, but here we are. I will be on. Me and Jay will be there as well on Mario Kart tonight, starting in about 40 minutes from now on Geeks and Gamers Twitch. So geeks_and_gamers. Young Ripa is going to be there. Star Wars Theory should probably be there as well. So it's always a blast.
And then when we're done with that, we jump over to see Lethal destroy the late Americans that stayed up late.
Yeah, I love absolutely tearing apart American children.
Hold on.
I also like beating them in video games.
Yeah.
Man, Redneck Trekker, I'm drunk off love, man. Not off alcohol. I'm actually on a diet. I haven't touched alcohol in like 2 weeks. Awful.
Just do clear alcohol.
Yeah. Less calories.
Like tequila?
Yeah.
Kevin Mayer says, can I chat without donating?
Oh,
fucking clear.
you just did.
Yeah.
There you go. It was easy. Otaku Sage for $5. I'd love to see a Star Wars fan's opinions on the death battle between Obi-Wan and Kakashi from Naruto. Yeah, I don't
seen
know
that one. I watched
I don't know.
death battle.
Yeah.
Would you like to see a Star Wars game?
Uto,
Like
so
like
What'd
Ghost
you
of
say, Jay?
Tsushima? Like a Star Wars game like Ghost of Tsushima?
I fucking hope not, because I'd be so tempted to play it.
Yeah, I would love to see it. I
I
mean,
was playing it the other day. Like I was replaying, the game. I'm like, I'm falling in love with this game again. It's just so good.
are you playing Legend? And I'm trying to like
Yeah.
give you tips on the chat, like do this,
I
and
know.
you're like, Mara, help me,
It's still
help
so
me.
good.
yeah,
Read the
absolutely.
A Ghost of Tsushima Star Wars game would fuck me up, because fuck
Yeah.
Star Wars. But Ghost of Tsushima is awesome.
Yeah.
For those who are wondering where the stream is going to be at tonight, that is the Twitch link for where we'll be live in about 37 minutes from now. I do want to say shout out to everybody here. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Mara. Thank you, Lethal. Thank you to everybody in chat. We had over 2,000 people. What the fuck? That's insane. Jay's blowing the fuck up right now. His streams are crazy. Lethal caught a good wave as well. Mara's back to doing videos, and it's all good. And
I'm happy for my
it's a great
friends,
thing.
man.
Winning.
Yeah.
Hashtag winning like Charlie Sheen.
There you go.
Ah, you watched the stream.
I did. Yeah. Even if I'm not always in the comments section, I'm still there. But thank you to everybody. Again, Patreon channel members, quick chat over in the Discord supporters voice chat, and I'll talk to you later. And as always,
Fade in.